All right, everybody, we are live. Welcome, everybody, to Film Heat Live. I am Jeremy. Tonight, we're doing girl power, but it's not just me. Who do we got? We got Justin over here.
Hello.
We got Eric.
What's up, y'all?
And last but not least, we've got Argo.
Hello.
Our esteemed movie panelists. And Film Heat is a show where we take movies of a certain genre or thread or otherwise loosely connected theme, and we crunch them together in a film bracket, pit them together head to head until we've got one ultimate winner. The ultimate movie. And tonight we're doing a little something for the ladies. Tip my toe to the jacuzzi, baby.
I mean, it's for everybody, but it's slightly different. Like I'll admit, we do the movies that we like, and you know, it's just a lot of boy shit. So
And
I
we
mean,
are four white men, yeah. So we try to not just do movies for four white men. Sometimes, every now and again, we can like to consider ourselves cultured people.
I mean, who run the world?
nah, that's true. So
That's true.
so
That is true. So tonight we're doing, we tried to pick some comedy movies that are not romantic comedies. Although, man, let me tell you, it's hard. It's hard out there.
Right.
Hollywood feels like they can't make a movie starring women unless there's a male love interest involved. So we had to really pick through them.
a couple
And-
squeezed in, but that's okay.
Yeah,
No,
some
that-
of them we were
uh,
watching and we were like, oh my god, this is a fucking rom-com.
Get these men out of here. Get these men
Get
out.
outta here.
Not
But
what we want.
Not
We
what
get-
we're after.
Of the cum.
Take your Irish dick out of here, you weirdo.
Him. I don't want a him.
I don't want
Get
the
back in the basement where you belong, you IT bastard.
Yeah, you're right. He's on that show. Oh, well, hey, that's our first matchup, actually.
Yeah, it
you,
is.
You want to read out all the movies, or
Yeah, let's take a look at the movies that we're going to be covering today. I'm going to go ahead and stick a pause on the music. There we go. All right, we're going to be looking at Bridesmaids, Spice World, Ocean's 8, Mean Girls, Ghost World, and Death Becomes Her. If you notice, we got a kind of a short list this week, and that's because we do. Very astute. We are trying out a more compact list this week. We usually do 10 movies per night, and that usually runs us about 4 hours of show, which might be a little long for one person to want to hang out through the entirety of. So we figured we'd give it a shot, see how 6 feels for us. So
feels good.
feels
It was a little
on
too
the whole.
much, so he's gonna try a sixer.
We would have
feels good
probably
on the
reduced
whole.
it to 6 no matter what the list was. By the way.
Yeah, we didn't make it a short list because we're doing girl movies. By the way, good catch, Argo.
Because
Yeah,
there's
no,
20 movies sitting right here
Yes,
ready
Yeah.
to go. So
Yeah.
there will be
2
more
lists
girl
of
lists.
10, but for the interest of production, quality, listenability, we're just trying out a little shorter. Got nothing to do with our list this week. We realize y'all out there have lives, and so do we. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's take a look at our first heat. Oh, let me start the tournament every time. Heat number 1. We're looking at Bridesmaids versus Spice World. These are two different eras, man. So
Yep.
let's start with Bridesmaids. Just take a look at this trailer. See what we're working with.
Boy.
So
Yeah, that movie was a juggernaut when it came out. Bridesmaids, like, kind of. Is this a Paul Feig movie? Is this one of his?
it is. It's directed by Paul Feig, produced by what's his name?
Like, this movie
It's
feels
on-
very SNL.
The tip of my tongue. Knocked Up guy.
Oh, Evan, whatever, Evan. Maybe. I don't know. Who even know?
What's his name?
His
Everybody
name is
knows his name.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm blanking.
Paul Feig drafted it. Christian Wig is a writer, and Annie Momolo.
What's the guy
So-
from 40-Year-Old Virgin? He directed.
Apatow.
Judd Apatow. Thank you. That's the
Ah.
damn name. I'm trying to.
He produced this.
Yeah, he produced it. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, this was a juggernaut when it came out, and everybody loved this movie, and everybody was singing its praises for a long time. And this movie feels a lot more recent than it actually is. I think this is a 2011 movie.
It's 11 years old.
Yeah, 11 years old.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't hate this movie as much as some of you guys seem to. I was looking at the chat. I was like, all right, let me put this stinker turd on of Bridesmaids, right? And I had fond memories of it too. And
Yeah,
I don't know. This is fine. I kind of like the female perspective on. I mean, this movie's not that gross out comedy, but it's a little bit in there, a little bit crude comedy, a little bit. So I kind
Yeah.
of like the female version and protagonist of that. And like, there's some, even though this is a kind of a comedy, lighthearted movie, there's some pretty like kind of real heavy themes they touch on. As like almost every one of her insecurities gets pulled on. Like she has her best friend, right?
mm-hmm.
But her best friend's got new friends now and is marrying this new guy, right? And they have all these, they're wealthy, they have means, and she can't even
Yeah.
hang at all with that. Everybody has that insecurity of like, I can't compete with this competition. Like,
Yeah,
it's overwhelming, right? So everybody has that. So I enjoyed that part of it. And, you know, like, I don't know, it feels like cinema usually focuses on like the men's side of that, you know? So I thought it was.
It feels like a coming of age movie for 30-year-olds, sort of. You know, it's got a lot of those themes, tackling those themes, like you've been kind of through your 20s, like before the movie even opened, she had owned a bakery, which was her like dream, her goal. And she opened it with her boyfriend, fiance, love interest person, who's not in the movie. This all happens before the movie, and that goes south. She loses. She's lost her fiance. She's lost her business and all the capital that she invested into it. So she's feeling like a failure, and she feels like that's her lot in life now. It's just to be a failure. And yeah, in comes the new best friend of her childhood best friend with all this money and success, and she's just paying for everything and giving this opulent wedding party, etc. She's got to hang with that, having been a failure, quote unquote.
Yeah, her best friend is marrying into this new world of money,
Yeah,
apparently.
yeah.
Which the groom is played by Tim Heidecker.
Tim Heidecker, I forgot about
which I
that.
thought was like pretty good casting because he's just a funny face. He has 0 lines in the movie. He's just
only in
kind of
that
there
one scene at the end, the wedding itself, and that's
as
it.
like a goofy looking motherfucker. And, you know,
Yeah.
and
A couple of
kinda
times.
fun.
It's a few times. And
Is it?
I wondered every time I see him, I'm like, oh, is he going to do something funny? No, the fuck he does not.
No,
Yeah.
he's
No, because it's not that movie. It's not
No.
for. It's not for him to shine.
Yeah, exactly.
But I thought it was just funny that he was there, and the thought of someone like Maya Rudolph being someone that looks like him, kind of funny to me.
That's funny to
got a
me.
chuckle out of it.
Yeah.
I was like, he wishes.
Yeah, that makes me like, yeah, go ugly boys. Where we at? Score
Where my
one for
Ugly
us.
Boys?
That's right.
So, I don't know. I thought that was good casting, that little tiny bit there.
Yeah, definitely. And this movie kind of spoke to me because this movie is about our main character, Kristen Wiig, and her behavior and how she is responding, reacting to all these emotions that she's feeling, which are totally understandable. Start to finish, how she's feeling is completely understandable, but her behavior is what gets her into trouble. She starts responding and reacting to everything and kind of angrily, which is understandable. And you, as the audience, you understand why she's feeling this way. But you kind of get to see how her poor reactions to these feelings create a self-exacerbating problem. You know, her problems get worse and start to snowball. Her life starts to fall apart. And, yeah. So
You're right. That's kind of the message of the story. Is like kind of like you can't control all this other stuff, but you know she could control how she acted, and she could have embraced it and maybe tried to make friends with these new people.
You can't control the hand you're dealt. You can only control how you play your hand. Is kind of the point of the movie, which is a good point of the movie. That's something I know I learned kind of the hard way through my 20s. So going back and watching this movie now with my 20s behind me, you know, I was balls deep in my 20s when I watched it initially. So I may have missed some of that nuance, some of that the messaging the first go around. But now it really resonated with me, and I really appreciated that. And
yeah.
One
thing I know, this is she's a very small character. Rebel Wilson has a character in this movie. She's just a kind of a small side comedy joke, but I don't know. I think she's great in general. I thought she was funny in this movie. They gave her a couple of funny parts.
Was this kind of her breakout? This is like I think it's
pretty
the first time I remember.
In America, I think. Yeah.
Like I know she was in Pitch Perfect, which almost made our list. It's on our gonna be on one of our lists, but I don't know if that came first or not.
It's around the same time, but
I
I thought that was funny. But
so what do you? I know you guys were the two up there that didn't care for it as much. What do you guys got to say?
I did not. I felt like
what do you got to say for yourself?
The jokes that were real unfunny, they just kind of kept dragging. Like, all right, you know, sometimes you can push a bad joke to the point of it being funny again because of just the absurdity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They weren't doing that. They were just doing the bad joke more.
Yeah.
You're definitely right about that. A couple of bad jokes that were very dry.
Yeah, the jokes
story,
are
fine. Resonates,
the story's great.
cool.
I love the fucking story. I just wish
jokes
that they had...
aren't funny.
God. And there's like just big dead spots in how they fucking talk to each other and how they communicate. You know what I mean? The interactions, they're just like, they'll like say something and like they'll act like they're still on SNL and they'll like look at each other and be like, it was funny,
Yeah, they're trying to lean on their improv chops because all these people come from an improv background, and Paul Feig is notorious for letting his actors kind of improv on set, and he thinks that is an appropriate replacement for writing a joke. Like, why do any work when you can just have your actors flounder around on stage, you know? Like,
literally, that right there, you just said it. They literally flounder around.
Yeah. Dude.
Food in the teeth, not funny.
Come on, that's an Ace Ventura joke. Come on, like that's 93 shit. I'm like, get out of here.
You guys are definitely right. They do stretch out some jokes that weren't working. Like here's an example of one that didn't work. The mom is just kind of saying like crude, like sexual stuff that makes the daughter feel uncomfortable, and she's just doubling down on it throughout the whole conversation. Yeah. Okay, that's one doesn't work. Here's one where that same kind of gag did work, where they keep stretching it out, where they were at like the bridal shower or whatever, and she steps up to make a speech, right?
No.
Yeah. No. And she steps up to make a speech, and then the other lady's like, "Oh, I gotta one up her," and then she goes to step up her.
I
Oh my
completely
God.
disagree respectfully because that would be the moment where if I wasn't sharing the watching pleasure with you guys, I would have turned it the fuck off.
Yeah, no, dude, it was.
No, I thought it was funny. I thought you guys don't like cringe humor, and that's fine. But that scene was funny.
This movie is an
They didn't even
analogy
do
we
cringe
used
humor
earlier
good.
this week, which was a baseball player stepping up to the plate, whiffing really hard, spinning around 3 times, and falling down.
And then hopping up and being like, "Look what I did! Look what?"
Now, there's
And
more to this movie.
unfortunately, as hard as it is with a shorter list, this movie is my L.
Oh man, this is my L by
100%.
far.
Oh
I
man, we
fully
might have
went
a split panel
on
on what gets the L this week. I haven't really thought about what was my least favorite, but
No, dude, I
I don't know.
enjoyed
So-
so very little of this movie.
It's just like Kristen Wiig and Maya Rudolph are not that good at the whole improv thing. At least they missed it on this movie.
You know?
No, I enjoyed a lot of it. Here's another part I liked when they throw it to the Wilson Phillips song and they're like pantomiming singing it. Boom, that's fun. That's funny because
Okay, the
At
Wilson
the
that
end of
song.
Well, all right. Remember, I said there was very few moments in this movie that I liked.
He did
Wilson
say that
Phillips.
immediately, yeah.
There's
All right.
this. I'll admit, this movie's
Somebody's gonna come around, make
it's
you
good
wanna
things
say
and bad things.
goodbye, say goodbye. Something,
I love that shit.
I don't know the
That shit's hot.
words.
Fun fact, Melissa McCarthy
Where you
and
get
Ben
fucking-
Falcone, who plays Air Marshal John,
Oh yeah,
real life husband and wife.
really? Oh,
Oh.
okay.
That's why that works so good because
Yeah,
that's
I was
the
like-
funniest part of the
I
whole
do-
movie right
yeah.
there.
No, those two. Yeah.
No,
That shit
no,
was funny.
Melissa McCarthy's character is funny because
The after credit scene with them too. that shit was.
Then
Oh,
with the
yeah.
That
sandwich,
shit was funny. Yeah. It was
no, that was not funny. That was not funny. That was the worst.
it was funny.
That shit was hilarious.
It was like some shit they shot clearly in their trailer, like on set. They're in like a fucking mobile home, and that wasn't funny. You guys are you're off calibration.
Aren't you contrary?
we got a split panel here, and that's good. That's okay. We keep it hot. Some like it hot.
Yes, hilariously bad. Exactly.
Yeah, it's silly. I mean, and the comedy in this movie is not jokes; it's silliness, and there's a big difference there.
Mhm.
Jokes have structure. A joke is something that you set up and you establish it, and then you undercut it. That's a joke. It comes in 3 parts. The comedy works in threes. Maybe you've heard that before. There's 3 steps. You set up a premise, you reinforce that premise, and then you undercut that premise. That's a joke. Now, if you're just flopping around, pooping on yourself, that's just silliness. That's just madcap. It can be funny. I'm not saying that's not funny. I'm not saying you have to write a joke to be funny, but there's a difference. So,
It's got to be done in such a way.
Right.
yes. Like, you can kind of do 2 in 1 with the trying on the dresses scene. They're in this big hoity-toity thing. It's all nice and everything's supposed to be prim and proper and la da 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 da. And you know our homegirl Kristen Wiig is feeling out of place. She's the out of place person, and everybody else is kind of going with it and feeling fine. But in this one, they all end up shitting themselves in the fucking dresses. So it's kind of like, okay, that's kind of funny. Like, I did
feel like
appreciate
they
that.
almost had that one. Like they
They could have taken it a bit farther, and I agree with you there. You'd said something
like,
earlier.
yeah, no, they that was one of those that they didn't quite get there with the absurdity. You know what I mean? They didn't quite reach that one.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I feel like they-
Melissa McCarthy shitting in the sink was good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But-
That shit was funny.
Agreed.
No,
But-
they-
The funniest part of that whole scene, the funny part of that scene is where, okay, it was Kristen Wiig's idea to go to that restaurant, right? In a seedy part of town,
Yeah,
the
eat the Thai
white
food.
bitches was uncomfortable even going there, right? All right, she insisted they go there, right? They
Yeah.
eat the fucking food, they go to the dressing, right? They all get food poisoning, right?
Yeah.
The funny part is the one bitch who doesn't eat nothing at the store, the stuck-up bitch, doesn't get food poisoning, right? However, Kristen Wiig does have food poisoning. However, she cannot admit it to the stuck-up bitch that
Yeah.
she's actually under quite distress. Like, so that's
How are
the
you
funny
feeling?
part.
I'm
Where
fine.
she has to hold it in. She's like, I'm kind of hungry.
I could eat some more. Would you
Yeah.
like some of these candied nuts? Like, oh yes.
And she plays that pretty well.
The Jordan almonds.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the Jordan almond.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of those situations where they were like pretty clearly improving that whole bit there, but
It was
I think
one of the like chuckle moments.
yeah,
There's only a couple of times where I actually gave it a good like real laugh.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you're right.
don't-
When they have Maya Rudolph shitting in the middle of the street, you know, but they could have went more gross out with it.
I
It
feel like you
would've-
guys have been a little
It
harsh in
wouldn't
this
even have
movie.
to do much. Like if when she came walking back across the street, she was just painting a brown streak with the back of the fucking dress.
Yeah, no, that would have been funny if she would have like stood up and like if she would have like resigned herself to her fate and just like walked back in and just like drug it. I don't know. Maybe that's just our men sensibilities being like more poop, more poop.
Give me more poop.
You know
I
what
feel
makes
like
the
this-
movie better? More
Maybe
poop.
so. Maybe so.
I feel like this movie is
Well,
just
maybe
as
you
funny
hit
as
the
like
nail on
Wayne's
the head
World.
right there.
You know, I don't think you're wrong there.
You know?
I'm on your side, Justin. I'm on the I enjoyed this movie
Mm-hmm.
camp. So I'm just trying to play both sides here.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying don't watch it even.
No, it's
I just found it boring as hell for the most part.
I found it a little long.
Most of the humor didn't strike with me.
yeah.
Of course, I'm a fuddy-duddy old white guy. What do you want?
Yeah.
I'm just saying the
Fucking-
jokes weren't funny.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard to pick an L on this list. So
Yeah, that's also true.
there's
And-
two that I'm holding up, and the
No,
jokes
to
weren't
me,
funny at all.
this one is worse. This one is worse.
What
to
are we
me
up against here?
than
on
any
this
of them.
one?
Yeah, let's take a look at what we're up against here.
Ooh, wow! Actually,
We're up against Spice World.
talk about not funny jokes. Go off, boys. Go off,
Wait
King.
a minute.
Go off, King.
Wait
Talk about
just
funny jokes.
a
Go
gosh
off.
darn minute there,
I'm ready for y'all-
mister.
I'm ready for y'all to tear this movie
I-
a fucking new vagina.
No,
'cause,
no,
see,
no, no, no.
Absurd-
I was
talking
laughing
about-
my ass off at this movie this week.
Remember that
during-
absurdity I was talking about?
Yes.
Got that, and they rode that groove to
Dude.
the fucking end.
Dude,
They jumped right in that fucking.
let's
Play the
before we get too into it, let's take a look. Let's watch the trailer for Spice World.
Yeah, but can they act? Nah, bro.
No, they really can't. But that's a
No,
joke in the
they
movie,
fucking
though.
can't. That's the goddamn
Okay.
point.
This movie is silly as fuck. It's a madcap romp. The director of this movie is much better known for other television shows he's worked on, including Are You Being Served and
Love that show.
what's it called? Faulty Towers.
Love
Which
that show
are
too.
two like very silly English comedy shows. Kind of along the lines of something like a Mighty Boosh,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
very silly like sketches
The
and
Brits
stuff
are
like
known
that.
for that, and I think
Yeah.
this was a disgrace to British comedy. This was
No,
Oh.
it's an homage to
way.
British comedy. It's got nods to it all
mean-
throughout. I was laughing out loud for parts of this movie because you're right. Some of it is really fucking silly and stupid, and
Yeah.
they really exaggerate all the girls like shticks. Because you know
Mhm.
if you know Spice Girls, each one has their own shtick, and
They got
they
their
tried to
character.
inflate these shticks into characters, which there's not enough to be a
There's not.
character.
And it straight doesn't work, and to varying degrees.
And yeah, to a stupid degree. And
No,
right off in the
sometimes
very
there's like-
beginning, they're walking into their tour bus, and like Baby's like, "Don't touch my stuffies," and Victoria's like, "Don't touch my shoes," and
Mhm.
Sporty
I like that
goes
accent.
straight
Yeah,
to
she
the
got-
exercise bike, like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what a what my accent? Where must this from? I'm from Alabama of England. See, like, I fucking hate
Oh,
the
Birmingham.
both Melanie's accent is just no. But it's so fucking silly. Dude, there's the dance camp, or they got to go to the dance camp, and they have that English comedian play the dance instructor, and he's just like, "Moo! Tighten up that." It's, I don't know. It's so fucking silly and fun, and I loved parts of this movie.
The paparazzi photographer that just like randomly shows up in various strategic ways, like coming out of the fucking toilet.
Fucking like dude slides out from behind a FICA plant, like
Yeah.
fucking-
That's
Like,
some
dude-
like old school like Pink Panther shit, you know,
Mhm.
like where there's like a skinny like palm tree and he like comes sliding out from behind it or something like that.
something he shouldn't have fit behind, and he just kind of
Yeah. So good, and I love the evil tabloid guy, and he's spitting.
right.
Get me the spice gas.
And he just
Mhm.
slams on the desk, and all of the lightning and the rain happens inside of the
And his
office.
guy is like standing there, it's raining in the office. He's like, "I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get the Spice Girl." It's
I will say this movie pulled out a lot of that comedy chops that they had available, right? The supporting cast of this movie, in small parts, there's people like Stephen Fry, right? Roger Moore
Yeah.
plays the Charlie character, which they fucking dug him out of a nursing home for.
yeah. he had nothing else going on.
Fucking.
Sit here
They
and
could
hold
just
a
get different animals.
They didn't even take him out of the nursing home because he's in no scenes with anybody else. He's very
Exactly.
clearly in his nursing home room filming all these scenes in
They
his
coulda-
smoking jacket that he was already in.
And
They
they
were just
they like call,
an animal and be like, "Here, hold this pig," or "Here, hold this cat."
Baby pig.
Like,
his scenes are whatever. They go to him a few too many times or whatever. Elvis Costello in this
Yeah.
movie, he was doing a lot of movies this year. He was, I believe, he was
wasn't he
in Austin Powers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, Meatloaf as your American representation in that.
Yep, there you go.
As a
Yeah.
bus driver.
With the
Look,
clogged
they got
toilets.
girls.
They
Hey,
got
how would you
Canada
do anything?
represented with the Kids in the Hall guy,
Yep.
who ends up being the writer of the movie. Because at the end of the movie, they end up doing like a Mel Brooks homage, like at the end of Blazing Saddles, where it
Yeah.
turns out like you're watching the movie they end up making. So it
Yeah.
does this meta like joining of the stories.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, look at all those people there in the audience. Oh,
oh
hi
yeah,
there.
yeah.
hi audience. Hi audience.
I love the scene when the girls have to get back to the music hall to do the big show, and it's the guy pitching the movie to the manager, and he's describing what's happening, and it's a bomb on the bus, and it's a bomb on the bus, and then later on, like nothing happens, nothing pays off with the bomb until later. They're like,
And then
I know what you're thinking. What happened to the bomb? And it blows up over there. That's some Monkey Island humor right there. I really can appreciate that level of schlock in my humor.
Or like when Victoria just jumps in this front seat and drives the bus away, but Meatloaf is like literally right there. Like, hey,
He's
hey.
laying right there.
they just needed the scene.
Alien scene. Fucking just aliens.
I love those girls, and I would do anything for them, but I won't do
But I
that.
won't do that.
Yeah.
Gotta have that line with Meatloaf.
This movie works because of a mixture of like nostalgia, and for me as like just like an Anglophile, just like most British things, 20% more than I like American shit.
If you
Like,
like
stir
English
that in there.
humor, it's chock full. Chock full.
Yeah.
And it's,
Uh,
hey,
uh,
it's even got aliens.
Yeah.
The alien scene was
The
fine. I mean,
gropey
Yeah,
aliens.
Alien.
Oh,
Those
my
aliens are
God.
so canceled, bro. Those
Also, they
aliens
didn't.
can't.
It kind of
Never
bothered me
worked.
when he squishes the mask of the alien, and it's clearly a squishy mask, like a Halloween store, and they leave the scene in. I'm like,
This movie
It's silly.
is so bad,
That shit made it
it's
for me.
laughably good.
Oh,
Yes.
my favorite scene is when they're on the bus at the end after they find the bomb, and they're like, "Oh, they gotta jump the tower bridge because it's going up. They're gonna
God.
jump the bridge. That sounds amazing. Yeah, it sounds amazing and expensive." And it cuts to the model, like, and they cut back to him.
It's
he's
a
like,
really
"Maybe
bad
not."
one. It's a really bad model with like
Yeah.
a string and everything. Like,
But
oh,
it's
man,
a joke in the
cardboard.
movie, and it's
Great.
like very Naked Gun-ish kind of joke.
this movie is very sketchy because it's scene for scene. Like each scene might work,
Yes.
the next one might not. Like I do like the subtle humor.
It's
Another
directed
small
by a
joke,
sketch comedy director. Yeah.
that the
Exactly, it
bus
is sketchy.
is huge, and so
Oh yeah, it's like a fucking like mansion
it's
inside there,
enormous inside. There's,
which
like,
is
subtle
kind of a
shit there.
Doctor
Kinda
Who, kind of
funny.
a
They got their
kind
own
of a
Yeah.
reference.
fucking-
Yeah.
fucking-
So
and,
there's
got the
sorry,
like
go ahead.
runway in there and fucking. It's got a like little miniature gym and
Yeah, it's got
fucking-
like 2 stories. There's like a balcony that goes around the bitch, you know,
Yeah.
and like
and maybe he's got like a little swing and a little fucking room full of stuffies that looks
Yeah.
entirely too much like a nursery.
oh
It's
yeah.
obviously a movie set.
In hindsight, baby's shtick is
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
yeah.
It's
So
outdated.
what's each of their things? There's like, all right, the baby one, right? She
Baby
eats
Spice
candy.
A baby.
She's like,
yeah.
if you're like a pedophile, you're into that one, right? That's your Spice Girl. All right. There's like Mel B.
Victoria,
She's like the animalistic one or whatever.
Yeah.
Like what's her stick? She's just black.
No, she.
She wears animal prints. Why do they make the black one wear animal prints?
That's racist.
I guess.
It was the 90s.
There's
was
like
the 90s.
Victoria. There's like Victoria Beckham
She's the
now.
posh one.
She's posh and she's all about
Yeah.
clothes. She's always
Yeah.
dressed finely.
G shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The little Gucci dress.
I did laugh at the scene where they go to the dance camp and they all put on fatigues except for Victoria. She has a fucking camouflage like cocktail
Yeah,
dress
mini
and high
skirt,
heels
yeah.
still. That scene is kind of funny.
It pisses me off that she can't be bothered to do the fucking obstacle course like everybody else. You get on that fucking obstacle course.
There's like the sporty one, Mel
So
C.
her dress can
It's
literally
the-
pop off.
She likes
Yeah.
the footy, I guess, and exercising.
That whole time she's walking away, she's like pulling the dress down, pulling the
Yeah.
dress down,
Pulling
because
the
it just
bottom
keeps
of it.
riding up and riding up.
Yeah.
I'm like, yep.
I mean, she's trying to keep up with the rest of them running in combat boots when she's in like 6-inch heels. You know what I mean?
And you know, when I was a lad, just a lad, I was all about some Spice Girls. Loved them. Loved the music. Loved the whole shtick. And now that I'm a man grown, looking back, I can definitely see some of the subconscious appeal in my wee lad mind. Those outfits were a little more skimpy than I remember acknowledging back then. So there may have been some
The height
Well,
difference.
I
some-
acknowledged it when I was, yeah.
some I mean, yeah,
No,
I certainly appreciated them for their looks, but I'm looking at them now and I'm like, these are much skimpier than I remember them being. Like, I'm not mad at it.
In my younger years, I definitely acknowledged it.
Anybody that says that they didn't watch the Spice Girls videos on VH1 and MTV when they were, well, I would have been fucking 8th grade. So
And we just
Again.
watched before the show started. I put on the "To Become One" video to listen to the song, get us into that Spice Girls mood. That is an overtly sexual song.
yes, no, they're
It's
talking
like,
about just
Come
haven't seen
along,
you-
children. Wrap up your dick, because tonight is the night we gon' fuck.
we fucking
We gon' fuck.
And you
Yeah,
sing,
they didn't.
grab them rubbers and let's get it down.
It's
That's
obviously
literally the whole
aimed
song.
at a young audience because they have kids in the music video. At the end, when they got people like canoodling, they're like between 11 and 15 years old. I'm like, oh,
Yeah. No, dude, the end of that video
Pumping
gets
the
real
brakes.
uncomfortable.
yeah.
You're all of a sudden, you're
Like,
like, no, what happened here?
record companies are evil, and this is all
Yes.
mostly from them.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, they were selling sex to little boys, but couching it. This is for little girls, though. But even though that's
Yeah.
gross as well. And
I mean,
And
don't get me
Hollywood
wrong.
stepped in and said, "We're gonna take a piece two of this one."
Don't get me wrong. You know, I'm all about owning yourself and your body and your sexuality, you know, and what teenagers do together, exploring themselves in their lives, is fine. I'm not a kids shouldn't be fucking person. I'm just not a person
What
that
they
thinks
do
about
in this
kids
day business.
fucking on the regular. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. What I'm trying to say is, I'm not an old fuddy-duddy that says, "Oh, kids shouldn't be thinking about sex." Oh. So
We
it is
just
what
know
it
better.
is.
We just fucking know better.
Yeah.
Saying fuck the kids. I'm saying fuck the kids.
Fuck them kids.
we know which Spice Girl's your favorite, Argo.
All right. All right. So let's go around.
That's actually a quote from Jack Black.
Who is yeah? Who is everybody's favorite Spice Girl? Mine was Posh growing up.
Tall ass sporty.
Same.
Posh is a popular one, but I've turned the circle on her. I think she's the worst Spice Girl. She does not put the same effort into like the dances and moves all the other girls, and it's clear. I don't care what fucking footwear she has on. She needs to perform at the same level as the other four of them are pulling it off.
Right.
That's
she's in
her
the back,
joke, and it's
especially-
a smart joke, and her jokes in the movie are some of the smartest.
Her joke,
And
her joke,
yes.
her shtick is it comes across as insecure to me now as an
I'm
adult.
too good to participate.
Her shtick comes off to me as insecurity.
Yeah.
And that's even worse too, Rich. That's even worse. Like, then get the fuck out of here. Get on your higher plane than the rest of us, and I'll take the other four, and we're gonna just party like a fucking working people. Goddamn.
You know what?
She's the
I
worst.
think the actual Victoria, the person, did exactly what I would expect her to do, which is marry someone insanely rich and
David Beckham.
disappear from public view. Never have to work a day in your life and just be married to Beckham and
Hey, you guys probably don't know about this, but probably 12 years ago now, they tried to make a television show. It was the Beckhams are moving to America, right? And they tried to make like a
dear.
VH1 style reality show of it. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna watch this shit. You know, I'm like, got a lot of guilty pleasure watches on VH1 and shit, you know.
Yeah.
And I watched that shit.
Which one was for?
And yeah, she sucks. She's like the worst.
Yeah.
She's the one that's not acting. Like, she didn't play no character.
Yeah.
It's just her.
She's the worst Spice Girl. Now it's Jerry's the best one now. So I'm changing my answer.
No,
The
I don't
redhead.
know. I was reading about Jerry, and she's got some fucking bullshit conservative leanings, and not
Bro.
like
Bro, all that girl power turned into turfs now. So just so everybody knows, girl power has been
yeah.
co-opted now, and so they're turfs. So
that is true.
rethink your shit.
Jerry's whole shtick. She's got a whole like interview where she's going off about in a very J.K. Rowling sort of way, if you catch my drift. And
I don't know about any of them specifically, but that's probably what they are now.
yeah.
Turfs.
Oh yeah. Big time. Big time. So either way, they're canceled.
No, if this movie didn't cancel them, they're uncancelable. So
Uncancelable.
they're fine. Let's see what chat said, you guys. What do you think chat liked on that? Chat went
Apparently-
Being scary.
Gary Oldman wanted to be in this movie because his sons were into the Spice Girls.
Oh. And what did they say? No, Gary Oldman, you can't be in this movie. Get the fuck out of here.
He was doing something else.
Of course he was. He was putting in my work.
Yeah, I mean,
This movie was
whatever,
what,
What was he
2000?
shooting? In 96.
97.
97. Oh, he was doing Fifth Element.
Fifth Element. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God he wasn't in this. Jesus.
Oh.
We'd have no Zorg. Nick Cage would have been Zorg.
Oh,
Get me
Lord.
the stones. Get me the stones.
Give me the
Stones.
All right. What are we voting?
What are we thinking, guys? I know what I'm thinking.
I'm the only one that has any toughs here, so y'all.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I very clearly said I very much dislike Bridesmaid, and I very much enjoyed Spice World. So,
All right. You guys think
Last
about
one.
this for 2 seconds. I have to pee so
Last
bad.
one.
I'm going to run and do it.
Okay. When they go to the Spice Force 5
Mm-hmm.
in the movie, that's specifically based off of the Fox Force 5 from Pulp Fiction.
nice.
Yeah. I think both these movies could have benefited from a little bit of editing. There's some fat
probably.
in both of these movies. But I'm thinking you guys are right. I'm gonna have to go with Spice World, just because a big simp for the English.
Okay, I laughed 100 times more during Spice World than I did during Bridesmaids. I mean, 100 times more. It wasn't even close. It was not even close.
I mean, I believe it. I believe it. That's where the editing would have came in on goddamn Bridesmaids. I don't even know what the runtime on that was on, but it seemed long as hell.
Yeah, dude, that movie felt like it just kept
interminable.
going. And
Maybe
and
I had.
maybe maybe it just felt that way because, like I said, most of the jokes felt like they just drug on and
Yeah.
should have been just let go and moved on to some other joke that would have probably been funnier.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, they went to that same well too many times. And they
Kristen
suffered for it.
Wiig and Maya Rudolph, they're not.
yeah.
This is too dry.
Okay, I don't know if it was.
I don't know how to explain it.
I feel like they had a lot more hits than misses on Saturday Night Live than they did in this.
That's just the drawback of these fucking Saturday Night Live-esque movies. Like, you take those people and you take those writers and shit, and they're just gonna write sketch type stuff. And
in my opinion, I think the funny parts of Spice World were funnier than the funny parts of Bridesmaids.
By so much. And there was so much more funny parts of Spice World.
I can't really argue over which had more attempts at funny, but I just think I was laughing out loud at Spice World. And I might have chuckled. I might have breathed strongly out of my nose once or twice.
Yeah.
In appreciation of a joke at Bridesmaids.
Yeah. And I
was laughing
on with the Wilson Phillips concert. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was straight up laughing.
No, I stayed laughing during Spice World. Like, I stayed laughing the whole time I was watching it.
No,
it is kind of funny that we're comparing these two.
Yeah,
because they're both like sketch inspired.
Yeah,
one straight up sketch comedy.
Spice World is really hit or miss. There are parts of it that are obviously written for 11-year-old girls, and it lost me, you know. And Arger even said during the movie, it got real slow, and like we were like fading off, and then it got to like the dance instructor part, and we were just like, oh, almost lost me there.
Yeah, right. I mean, I like them because they got scenes when they start singing. You can go refresh your drink and take a piss and stuff, which they do. Most of their hits in the movie.
And the pregnant friend thing, it boiled down to they had to hurry up and get her to the hospital.
They needed some plot device that brought them away from their careers for a moment so they can have a dramatic got to get back in time for the climax.
Right.
And that was the only thing. I thought it was kind of little silly and laughable. They take their pregnant friend who's about to pop to the
Right.
club. Like what are we gonna?
seriously.
We need a night hanging out with our friend. What are we gonna do? Let's take her to the fucking club, which is a very progressive club, by the way. If you pay attention, there's some
there's big ladies in there.
The drag costumes are way
Yes.
ahead of their time.
way
man.
ahead of their time. And
No, that's just England for you, bro. They're like 20 years ahead of us. We're living in
No,
the backwoods ass America.
The polish, and okay, let me fucking. Okay, the polish and the fade on those drag queen costumes were ahead of their time, dude.
dude, they're great. They
That's
look
'cause they weren't-
legitimately awesome.
That's because they can make better costumes because they weren't being fucking persecuted all day long like the ones in America
Yeah.
are.
That's
I
true.
mean,
I'm telling you, Brits are just better than us.
And no, the pregnant friend wasn't their manager. It was literally just their friend, like just
yeah,
on the
that
side.
She was just a friend and just was there.
I thought
Is
she
it-
was like the sixth Spice Girl that got cut because she's pregnant. Like, all right, bitch, you're out.
You got knocked up. You're out. You broke the rules.
She's like Hong Kong Spice, but then they kicked her out.
You can't be pregnant.
No, see no more.
No,
No.
no.
All right, so we're all voting Spice World here. Chat vote Spice World here.
No.
We're all voting Spice World.
we're all
with our
we're all going
worst-
Spice World. All right, all right.
Worst
That's cool.
English accents.
Yeah.
Despite Mel C's accent, I gotta give it a
Oh,
vote.
no.
No,
Yeah,
no, no.
You just hate the Scots, don't you? You just hate the country people. She's like the country bumpkin one. Talks stupid.
Yeah, she's got the Florida
Yeah,
accent.
she's got the most draw.
Yeah.
You can't hate on her for her accent. Like
She's got the Florida
No,
accent.
you're right.
and it's all right.
we're not just goofing on Eric this whole time. So come on now.
Oh, seriously.
All right,
sound
25 to
like-
zip. It's gonna
Sound like
get
I took a whole fucking trailer park and swallowed it. And
it's
I
gonna
know how
be
that sounded.
Spice World taking the win. All right, moving on to heat number 2.
New poll. What we got? Ocean's
New
8.
poll.
Oh wow.
Ocean's 8 versus Mean Girls.
Another very clear victor in my book.
Let's take a look. Ocean's 8. I think this is our most recent film of the list. It is a spin-off of Steven Soderbergh's Ocean's 11, Ocean's trilogy, I should say. Let's take a look at the trailer. It's the best performance old boy done since Cats.
Oh, God. Wow.
Wasn't this before Cats?
It was, but I just wanted to make that stupid joke. All right, Ocean's 8 is a girl version of Ocean's 11. It was 2017. Around that time, they thought they were just gonna make all the same movies we've already made, just with women. And apparently, the women are supposed to replace clever writing, funny jokes, any sort of like good plot or anything. They thought, we don't need plot or jokes or a good movie. We got women. That's all we need. It worked for Ghostbusters, right? Am I right? Am I right?
What's
No.
the Bridesmaids.
No.
It's a good heist, and the women do a good job in the movie.
Yeah.
But you are correct in the lack
Yeah.
of writing behind them. They
Yeah.
didn't have enough support from the screenplay.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
tried really hard with what they were given.
It's been a long time since I've seen Ocean's 11. I never saw 12 or 13. Never cared about it. But this
comparing
movie.
this to, oh,
Sorry, go
Go
ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say comparing this to Ocean's 11, right? Ocean's 11, right? They kind of like pulled a fast one on you, right? Because you see him build his crew, just as you see this one. She builds her crew, and then they explain it. They explain the heist to you in Ocean's 11, right? And you think you got the whole plan or a bigger part of the plan than you do going into it, but then they kind of fool the audience along
Yes.
with like the bad guys in Ocean's 11, right?
Yes.
This movie tries to do something clever like that, but they get too convoluted with it.
And they fail horribly. Yeah.
Yes.
The selling point of you nailed it. The selling point of Ocean's 11 was they make a plan, and everybody knows the plan.
The audience
and
knows the plan. So
The audience was the plan, but the plan blows up in their face. And
Oh.
and the bad guy's like, you thought you were gonna get away with it, but I was on you the whole time. But then it turns out the bad guy and the audience didn't have the whole plan. There's a super secret plan, and it flips the script on everybody. And you go, oh shit!
Everybody knowing the plan.
And in this movie, they thought they were doing the same thing, but it turns out the only thing was, oh no, we weren't just stealing the diamonds, we were stealing all the jewels.
Which they don't set up beforehand, and they don't. Also, like the difference in this movie, they also fool their fellow heist mates, right? Because they're not even in on the whole plan neither, right?
Yeah.
Even though for whatever reason they decide to cut them in on the extra loot, which I don't think thieves would have done. They explain the rest of the heist to the other heist mates and the audience at the same time after it's already happened, and it makes for a mess of a fucking story.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like it was shoehorned in, like they chose to change the ending and just wedged it in there. You know what I mean?
And there were so many opportunities to tell a compelling thief story, but they didn't. It's like you said, like there's too much honor amongst thieves, you know. If Sandy secretly stole all the other jewels without anybody else knowing, she could have just kept that to herself the whole time. Like, why did she ever have to tell everybody? Like,
there's a couple of twists that fall flat, right? Like the story goes, like she gets out of jail, she wants to do a heist, she also wants to get back at the guy that put her in jail, right?
Yeah.
Already convoluted as fuck, right? She builds her crew of like 7 people. They say 7 people in the movie, right? And then there's an 8th who they're planning to like be their like rube, who will be unwittingly participating, right? But it turns out after the fact, they got Sandra Bullock, unbeknownst to the other heist people, got with the unwitting person at some point, and she was totally on board, had no qualms, which they disclosed to the audience afterwards. Yeah. That's one of the twists that falls flat.
Anne Hathaway's character as the supposed rube that was going to be involved here. I liked her character in this more than I did in a lot of things she's done.
They give her a push-up bra, and I feel like every character in this movie is like, or each actress is playing a character with bigger titties than they actually have.
Yeah,
there's a line that's like, "Oh, look at Anne Hathaway's big ass titties" or whatever.
Anne Hathaway's titties get their own line in the credits for sure, because this movie literally made me go look it up, because she does a nude scene in the movie, and I was like, hold on a minute, let me go and see this movie. And I was like, oh wow, like they did some magic on them titties in that dress, because they ain't nothing like that when they're not like, they got like a whole budget holding them motherfuckers up.
They put some Hollywood in her bra, that's all.
That's like the first twist. The twist that Anne Hathaway was actually in on it, which they tell you after the fact, and it
totally falls flat. Yeah.
That's the first one. They tried to make it different. They're like, oh, this is ladies, so they're gonna be doing more kind of like lady things to get it. Like they hire a fashion director or fashion designer. Helena Bonham Carter is the fashion designer, who's supposed to be like Irish for God knows whatever reason. Just make her British. She's got a thick ass British accent. She's doing terrible accent work.
She kept going from like a British accent to like a kludgy Scottish accent into an Irish accent to, like, she was just sliding around and it sounded weird.
I figured it out. This movie gets my golden L for sure. I think this movie just falls a little flat. I feel like it's a very competently made movie, empty, but it doesn't bring anything to the table. And I think its worst offense of all is it's a little bit pandering to the ladies.
100%.
It's less like showing that girl power, and it's more just like selling to the ladies. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit pandery.
Also, it is pandering 100%, because there's a straight up man takes part in this heist, and it's not one of the 8, right? All right. Yeah. They do the heist. The plan is that the audience knows is they're going to steal a necklace, right? Anne Hathaway's character is going to wear this necklace to this event, and they're going to swap it out for a replica for God knows whatever reason. They straight up don't need to do the replica at all because they get away with it. They have it in their possession, and they're like, oh, now we got to go back into danger zone and put this replica in there for whatever.
I will agree with you on that one because in Bridesmaids, Kristen Wiig is one of the writers, and like you said, Paul Feig pretty much just let them do whatever they wanted to.
Mhm.
The other, Ocean's 8, was directed by Gary Ross, who's more of a director, gonna tell him what to do probably.
Yeah.
Just told him to do the
He
wrong
directed
thing.
things like Big and
Yeah, this movie is
Pleasantville.
very scripted. It's very.
It has to be. It's 100% the plan. But the
Yeah.
plan doesn't make sense because they're trying to pull this. They're trying to pull this other shit on you
And
later
then
that sucks.
And then they set dude up that sent Sandy B to prison with one of the diamonds, which would have been enough to send him with the one diamond, but then they doubled down and they sold the rest of those diamonds and put most of the money into a holdings account that dude owned so that he, I guess, got double fucked. And I guess that's why they needed to steal the rest of the shit, because her plan was to all the
see,
money-
I must have lost that in the convolution because.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it was super convoluted. There were so many different parts of this fucking whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, when the old lady sold the diamonds, when they were set up with the old lady selling the diamonds, they showed them later auctioning them, and then they said in the voiceover that some little old
All
ladies,
ladies helped.
yeah, some old ladies deposited, some anonymous old ladies deposited this money into his the holdings account that he owns. So blah blah blah.
I got a question. Did anybody see Ocean's 13? Have you seen
No,
that? No.
I've
Okay.
seen it,
no.
yeah.
All right.
no.
Yeah.
Well, spoiler alert. I don't. And my question is, does George Clooney's character either die or fake his own death on screen?
no, I
Because
don't
when
think
this movie
I don't know.
starts, the sister. Here's another question: was Sandra Bullock in those movies?
so. No,
No?
Rose Rain says yes.
Julie Roberts.
Oh, it's Julia Roberts. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
she. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think at the end, I looked at Wikipedia, and Wikipedia said nothing about him dying or faking his death in the
I
plot
don't-
synopsis.
no,
So
I don't think so.
in this movie, she gets out of jail and immediately goes to visit her brother, who is George Clooney's character from the original trilogy, at his grave where he's died.
Yeah.
And
in a mausoleum.
They very clumsily set it up. It's like, is he really dead? I was like, oh, I don't know. And she says, oh, you better really be in there. You know, they're setting it up like he faked his own death to,
Yeah.
you know, la da 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 da. It just seems
They're probably like,
pointless.
it's not the first time he's faked his death to get away with some shit.
Yeah, I mean that's supposed to be his whole character. He's a scoundrel and a con man, so of course he's gonna fake his death. But they don't say. It doesn't matter. We're never gonna see another Ocean's movie. Well, one can hope.
I'm getting a
Oh, we
headache
can
thinking
hope.
about this
Yeah.
fucking movie.
All right, we talked enough about that. Let's talk about a good movie. Throwing it back to Mean Girls. This movie,
We have a new student with us.
you know,
He's your
I
cousin.
think the
Why?
four
He's
of
a good
us
kisser.
are the Mean Girls of boys.
What do you think
Hang
you're
on.
doing?
What? We
Wait,
are
wait.
all from the fucking reject table, so I don't know what the
That's
fuck you're
true.
talking about.
But you know what?
I mean-
always got me. The reject people are mean as well. They're mean spirited.
It's high school. Everybody's
shit
shitty.
talky. Yeah, everybody's a mean
They're all
spirited shit
insecure
talker.
and
everybody.
stupid.
See, I really feel like Bridesmaids tried to do the same kind of catty, fucking, fucking.
Well, this movie was written by
mean
Tina
girl
Fey, so
thing.
Is it?
But
It's her magnum
but
opus.
they didn't. Mean Girls did it right, and Bridesmaids didn't.
I didn't know Mean Girls was written by Tina Fey. That would explain a lot. Because Mean
Told you
Girls,
that,
Mean Girls is a.
or was it Justin that I told?
I don't. Maybe I was around when y'all were talking about that. I
I
think
told both of
might
y'all,
remember
so.
that. I told you first.
I was the first one.
Gibbs.
No, this movie was an instant classic when it came out. Like, it was marketed as like a stupid little movie for teenage girls to go and see and identify with, but this movie had this movie had something for everyone. You know,
Yeah, it's just a good fucking movie.
it's a good movie. It's got I don't know if I'm like laughing out loud during this movie as much, but it's fairly comical. It's got a good message. It's very competently written, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you had to
Yeah.
guess how many forceful exhales through the nose, we talking 6?
A good handful, you know.
I full out laughed several times. Shit.
I've seen the movie too many times. I don't think I laugh at it anymore.
Yeah, I always laugh. I will always
Yeah.
laugh at this movie. I am a girl.
I find
Every time she flips headfirst into the fucking trash can, I don't give a damn.
I don't know if the like counterculture loser couple is supposed to be relatable, but I never found them relatable. I found them just as dickish, if not more dickish, than
Yeah.
the bad girls. You know,
Yeah.
throughout the entire movie, I'm like, fuck
Yeah, I
these
think
two.
that was kind
Like,
of one of the points, though. I think that was
Yeah.
kind of one of the. Yeah.
That is part of the point of the whole
'Cause
like
all the cliques
master
were like
class
that.
of
All the
social
kids were like
dynamics
that.
that is happening here.
that's a very good
That was
point.
kind of the point. Is like they're just as bad as anybody else. All of the fucking kids are acting like fucking judgmental pricks.
Gotcha.
Like,
yeah,
really,
because
they're worse.
She
None
goes to
among
infiltrate
them.
the Mean Girls to like get at them, you know, as like a
Yeah.
part of a plot that they're scheming against the Mean Girls. Yeah, so I guess the whole point is that she was a mean girl the whole time for trying
Yeah.
to be mean to the Mean Girls, and she
The real
only
girls are the friends we made along the way.
basically the point of this movie is kids are dicks,
Yeah.
which is a universal truth.
Yeah. I mean, high school kids, man. They're fucking high school kids. What do you want?
I mean, you
That's
pretty
what
like
much.
I said, this is a masterclass of exploring social dynamics. Tina Fey
Yeah.
wrote this movie based on a book that wasn't for teenage girls, it was for parents of teenage girls. So it's not really just a silly chick flick. There's way more deep-rooted things at work here,
Makes sense.
which truly
mean,
make it more of a cinematic
You know,
masterpiece.
it kind of does have that vibe. It kind of has that Lipschitz vibe.
Yeah.
That's a Rugrats reference
Yeah.
for you kids.
Oh, sure is.
It kind of has that like yeah, Freudian.
I'll have you know when you said that, in my mind, you instantly grew 3-pointed red hair.
That's pretty much the whole movie right there. And that. No.
Yeah.
Besides that, there's just the
Thanks a
funny
lot.
parts. There's a couple of hilarious quotes. Probably my favorite quote that pops in my mind a lot is the sex education scene where it's the fucking male coach giving them this sex talk, right? And he says like, if you have sex, you will get pregnant and you will die.
Yeah.
That
coach-
is the funniest thing, making
Caught
fun
with
of
the
like
student.
shitty. That's the shitty like abstinence only sex education that we got in school, and that
Right.
fucking parodies is roasting that in the best way.
Mm-hmm.
and then
and
that's the
that's why-
coach that gets caught with the student.
Yep, with both students. With both of the Korean exchange students. You remember they were both mad at each other over them,
Yeah.
you know.
That apartment in age.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah, I think that was another part of the point. Is that wasn't supposed to be like cool. It was supposed to be a cringe moment. It was supposed to be a
Yeah.
cringe thing.
Yeah, but how do the students react? Right? They're fighting each other to fucking get at him.
Yeah. And what would high school girls generally do? Be catty at each other? What would high school kids in general be do in that situation?
I think kind of framing the whole thing loosely in this National Geographic look at wild animals is a very
Yeah.
appropriate framing device for any high school because they're little fucking animals, man, high schoolers. When you're in high school, parts of your brain have developed up to a certain level, but other parts of your brain that control those other parts of your brains have not.
Not
So
even
you're
a
just
little bit.
feral little shits when you're in high school. I was, y'all were, we all were. Fuck high school. Fuck high schoolers. I mean, don't fuck them, but fuck
No,
them
yeah,
kids.
do not fuck high schoolers. Please, dear God, do not fuck high schoolers.
I mean, that's the
Saying
point.
fuck the kids. I'm saying fuck the
Damn
kids.
kids. I ain't saying fuck the kids. I'm saying fuck them kids.
So,
I don't know. I feel like since you summed it up so succinctly, I feel like the movie seems a little shallow now. I'm liking this movie less and less when we talk about it. Like, I feel like the National Geographic look at it kind of like sets you up to miss the point that because that paints the plastic chicks as like the bad ones and stuff, right? And we're the outsiders over here, the goth kids looking in at them.
we're the good kids. We're
It kind of
good.
sets you up to
because
it
we're
sets you
not
up to
them.
sets you up to miss the point perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean,
But y'all never gonna guess what chat voted for on this shit.
What did chat vote for?
Ocean's 8 in a blowout. They knocked it out.
Really?
They don't like Mean Girls.
Really?
oh, with y'all.
Wow.
Huh.
We chose this for chat.
Really?
Oh,
Mm.
That is weird.
yeah.
Interesting.
Ocean's 8 is a feast for the eyes. I gotta say that.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
like I said, they probably they had a whole budget laid out just to make what's her name's boobs look like that.
And Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway, yeah.
Ah.
Like that was they probably spent more on making her boobs look like that than they did on the whole props department, Oh, Twitch is over here trying to censor people.
about to say.
Allow that.
Yep, definitely allow that one.
Can't do that to a boner? What the hell, Twitch?
Get out of here, Twitch.
They even have this thing on the emojis, the buy flag.
Well, I mean, anybody
Right.
else got anything else to say about Mean Girls or Ocean's 8 before we vote this up?
No, I mean,
All right.
yeah, I know what I'm voting for just because, like, I don't know. Ocean's 8 just didn't do it for me. I think Ocean's 8 was fine. It was a fine movie.
No, we just had a discussion earlier off camera about the various fines of
The
tweet.
connotations of fine.
It's fine.
He's got a bunch of different
fine.
fines. He's got a bunch of them, and they all mean different things.
I'm
And
just fine.
Just fine. So, let's take a vote here. So we know what chat's voting for. They pulled a fast one on us.
yeah, what the hell?
My pen walked away, so I'm doing this in my brain. That's fine.
Yeah,
brain tweet.
Ocean's 8's a lot more fun to look at, but it's so flat.
I would
The-
vote
the-
for
the
Ocean's 8
storytelling is so
over
flat.
other things
Oh yeah,
on this list, but
Yeah.
Mean Girls is,
Huh.
in my opinion, just a cinematic masterpiece. So
it's just so
there's
much
only
better
one other
written.
movie that I think contends in my brain.
It is so much better written. It is.
I forgot one good thing
So
about
much
Mean
better
Girls I wanted to
played.
highlight.
What?
Tim Meadows as the principal. as like the
Yeah.
school just goes to shit. Like they pretty much terrorize this school and cause all kind of chaos, right? And then there's the scene at the assembly where he's like just on the edge of sanity, trying to like straighten these girls out. And the poor bastard, he's got his tank top. He's got he's down to like a tank top. I don't know. It just had like I thought it was pretty funny. 10 Meadows killed it.
Yeah, Tim Meadows' character was.
Oh yeah, I love Tim Meadows. I had to look him up. I was like, wait, I know that name.
Yeah, he's not to be confused with
He's the ladies'
He's
man.
the man.
He does look like, I mix him up with Don Cheadle a lot, so get
Oh,
him mixed up.
it's true. He's not Don Cheadle.
American Don
Fargo,
Cheadle.
high five.
All right, so you guys ready to vote?
Oh yeah.
I think I'm going. I gotta go Mean Girls on this one.
Oh yeah, Mean Girls.
I'm gonna go Mean Girls, even though for some reason I'm feeling like we just let all the steam out of Mean Girls. Like,
We just.
I don't know, but Ocean's 8. was
Watch
a
it
fucking
again. The
mess.
steam will be there.
No,
We
it
just-
seems to be-
That movie just deflated like Anne Hathaway's boobs after they cut.
That's rude. There's a lot of missed opportunities in Ocean's 8, right? Like, why did they should have had like
Yeah.
the old one? Like,
It just felt flat
hell?
and dead, and fucking the humor just didn't hit. It was a
alright, so I think the whole
convoluted
panel was
storyline.
Mean Girls.
It was fun to look at though.
Yeah, it looks like the whole panel is going Mean Girls and chat. I mean, Ocean's 8 is getting the nod from chat, making it
Looks
20
like
to
it.
5 for Mean Girls.
Hey, I've been the only vote on the board before, so
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like that though.
Don't feel bad, chat.
Yeah, and there is still a losers bracket. We got a shorter bracket this time, but we are gonna go back and give everybody a shot at
I'm
redemption.
about to say, you never know. She might come back.
Yeah. So, moving into round 2, we are moving into round number 2, looking at Heat number 3, and we've got it's the Battle of the Worlds. The War of the Worlds. We've got Ghost World versus Spice World. 2 very, very different flicks.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
different.
The girl in Ghost
Hugely
World be roasting all 5 of those Spice Girls. She would have some
Yeah.
mean girl shit to say about the
Speaking
Spice
of
Girls.
Mean
Oh
Girls.
my god, mean
God.
girl,
We're about to
angry mean girl.
I'm about to
Yeah.
kill an hour talking about this movie
we went
alone.
from plural mean girls to singular mean girl.
Got 'em.
Very mean girl.
So let's take a look at this trailer for Ghost World 2001. So Ghost World. What a fucking flick.
Talk about movies that make you uncomfortable.
This is an uncomfortable movie.
Mhm.
And that's kind of the point of the movie. This is one of those movies that this is a movie about edgelords that is kind of edgelordy in
Yeah.
itself.
See, that's the thing is that you can't really tell if they're promoting or demoting
Yeah, is this a cautionary
edgelordy
tale
behavior.
or is this a promotional tale?
Yeah,
Let me
It's
tell ya.
100% cautionary.
When I watched it, like this movie just reminds me of myself and everybody I knew in high school. Because
Oh, God, yeah.
literally everyone I knew just aspired to act like
edgy
this chick.
McEdgelord edge. How edge can you get?
just like, oh, let's just do something stupid. Wouldn't that be cool? And like
Yeah.
everything
Aren't we so much better than everybody?
yeah.
I have one note for this movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of dry.
Yeah.
Thora Birch plays a good, self-destructive, bridge-burning, fresh out of high school girl who tries to drag her best friend Scarlett Johansson down with her.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I think this is Scarlett Johansson's first movie,
I want to say
like first major motion picture,
I mean, she
and
is
Thora
young as
Birch's
hell.
last.
No,
Yeah.
she acted after this, but she took a break.
Oh, yeah, she was
Scarlett
in that-
Johansson.
She's in that
is-
killer Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Well, that was before this movie, so
Was it?
Yes,
Oh,
she made a lot of
Scoff.
shit movies. So,
big fat scoff.
but she's great in this movie. I thought she did play this movie almost too well, like
Yeah.
playing a shitlord little girl. Like everybody knows somebody like this or has
Oh,
met
yeah.
somebody just like this character. She brings it to life. The stupid shit they say to just be edgy is perfect.
Yeah, judgmental Daria types. Exactly, Apple Cart.
Yeah, it's Daria. It's real
It's
life
Daria.
Daria.
that's I always said that, like, this is like a
Right.
live action Daria kind of.
Anybody that went to sale was around like 40 of them at a time.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why they sequestered them all there together because they were dragging everybody else down. Just like in this movie, she drags every other character she meets down. That's why my theory is she fucking kills herself at the end after she realizes this. That's my theory.
The bus metaphor.
Bus.
Yes, she offs
Yeah.
her fucking self because she realizes she's a shitlord and everything she touches turns to shit.
Well, she burned all of her bridges, like actively
All-
burned them on purpose, and it
Smashed
wasn't like
everything.
she ended. It wasn't because it kind of reminded me of the message of Bridesmaids, how she ends up
Yeah.
creating a lot of these problems for herself, or at least exacerbating the problems. In this movie, she intentionally sets fire to all of her opportunities because she's too cool for them. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like she does to almost to all but one opportunity, but she just like botches the last opportunity. Like I feel like she's like super hipster, right? So she latches onto this Seymour guy, and I feel like
Yeah.
at some point she's genuinely
Buscemi.
interested with him, right?
Yeah.
But then when he but she's too insecure to like actually make a play for him, and he's and a fucking adult and is not gonna associate with this 18-year-old
he's like a
Right.
40-year-old
Like that.
man. Yeah.
until
She-
later. What, Argo?
She is a sexually frustrated teenager, and when she finally gets laid, she's laying there having that like regret
Post-nut clarity.
immediately. Like as soon as she gets her rocks off, she's like, "Oh wait, what the fuck did I just do?"
Yeah.
And that's-
That shit's a bitch.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating as hell, like for this character because, like, at first I was uncomfortable because I thought Seymour is going to take advantage of these young girls, and then I was uncomfortable because I thought this young girl is going to make a play for this inappropriately aged man,
Yeah. And
right.
It turns out she takes advantage of him.
and then eventually she does, right? Like through a long,
Yeah.
roundabout way. But and then when he finally goes for her, she fucking is like, nope, right the fuck out. I'm like, what? And it just goes
Yeah.
to show that like everything she touches turns to shit because she's a fucking shitlord.
The
Yeah.
first time I watched this movie, I didn't care for it much. I mean, this week, didn't care for it much. But then the second time I watched it earlier today, I more appreciated the acting that went into making me not like it the first time.
Yeah. And see, that was my thing. Is like when I first watched it, I was like, "Fuck, I did not like this movie." But
And
then
that's
the
the most-
more I thought about it, and the more I sat on it, the more I was like, "Okay, the whole point was to make me uncomfortable."
Exactly.
make
If a
you
movie makes you feel any way but bored, that's good.
Weird.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
When-
the movie was supposed to make you go,
Yes.
"Oh, I don't
when
like
I started
this."
watching this movie, I was feeling some kind of way and was like, all right, whatever. But about 3/4 of the way in, I realized that I'm experiencing feelings that this movie is doing on purpose. And
Yeah.
I was like,
Yes.
oh, okay, just sit down and
Yeah.
shut up, strap in for the ride, and watch the
Yeah.
fucking movie.
Uh,
You know,
It's a roller
'Cause,
coaster.
you know,
in that way, yeah.
we watch movies together, and we watch them for the show. So I've got my critical eye on when I'm watching these movies. You know, I'm not just like laid
Yeah.
up, letting them happen. I'm like looking at them to see what's going on. So I'm real quick to judge sometimes.
He
So
plays that little cunt so well.
Oh my god, she nails that character's fucking. I mean, dead on.
And you got to feel for the Scarlett
Almost
Johansson
too well.
character because at the beginning of the movie, she's just going along with her. But as the movie goes on, by the end, she's like, dude, like that shit was cool in high school. And we had nothing better to do. But now life is happening to me. And I don't have time to be a fucking little cunt like that, you know? Like, I got bills to pay. I'm trying to get a house, I'm trying to get a place. Yada, yada.
Yeah. Trying to get an apartment to rent. She was
is-
supposed to be moving in with her to help rent the apartment, and then
That's the first thing she fucks up, yeah. And then she gets the art school opportunity.
Yep.
And that sort of gets ripped out from beneath her, but that's only because she was such an edgelord. She stole someone else's art and
Well, it's not
portrayed
even the
this
reason.
it's a hugely
was an
racist
old advertisement for it was a hugely racist advertisement for a
but it wasn't even her
business
art.
that
She
they changed.
took someone else's art and
wasn't her
presented
shit
it
at all.
like, oh, I found this, so it's mine.
Yeah, she was only trying to one up the other girl anyway. She wasn't even really
for both-
expressing herself. She made that shit up on the fly.
If you listen to what the art teacher says to her, the art teacher rewards his other girl for using controversial imagery, right?
Yeah.
And then she rewards her again for using found items or whatever, right? So Thora Birch puts two together. It's like, boom, I found this thing. She really should have drawn her own rendition of it and turned it in, not just fucking find it and turned it in. That part is kind of ridiculous, and the teacher should have rejected it on that.
Absolutely.
But she was led to believe that was
100%
acceptable.
Somebody else's piece.
Straight up from what her teacher said to her, right? So
yeah. And why would the teacher offer her this like spot in art school for
finding a fucking
maybe
ad.
getting something right once? Let's assume that finding some art and presenting it as your own is fine, but she does it once. She gets it right once. This other girl is nailing it every step of the way, you know? And the tampon in the teacup has become kind of a meme in its time since then, but honestly, it's an all right art piece.
They may not be saying that the teacher is kind of pushing the Thora Birch character, knowing that she could be doing something better, even though that art teacher is a weird fuck.
No, they gave it to her only to rip it away.
Weird.
They gave it to her only to rip it away, and it's ripped away from her when she has nothing else. She's lost all her friends. Her last opportunity is ripped away, so she's got one thing left to do: take the bus the old man took to death.
The
old man.
He was waiting for the bus, and she comes by him time and time again. He finally gets on the bus.
They have that scene
Yeah,
when she's like, "What? Are you just gonna be here next time?" He's like, "You don't know. I might not be here.
Yeah,
I'm
he's like,
leaving."
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
I think the old man died finally because he's like got like
That's
dementia
an
and shit.
allegory.
And I think her getting on the bus is her fucking dying too. Is my guess at the ending of this.
Shit,
fucking movie.
dude, that's
She's
heavy
the
as
bus
fuck. I didn't even
because
think
they're
about it that
both-
way.
At the
Yeah,
end
she's
there,
just
they're
supposed to
both
come back
sitting
and
on
pick
the
'em up.
park bench, and Scarlett Johansson's like holding her hand, and she's pretty concerned at that point.
Yeah. And then when Scarlett Johansson leaves, the bus finally comes,
Mm-hmm.
and she gets
And
on
she's the
there,
only
and it
one on the
says,
bus. There's no one else on there.
Yeah.
Shit, dude.
That's what it's got to
Yeah,
be.
this-
There's no other way you can interpret
This
that.
movie's heavy as fuck.
That movie's heavy.
Yeah.
It's a
And
good movie.
that makes the post-credit scene even fucking funnier because the post-credit scene is fucking
What?
hilarious.
What is it? I didn't see
I've
it.
never even seen that.
There's a post-credit
missed it.
scene. Okay, in the film, Steve Buscemi's character, when he figures out that the letter, the phone calls from his letter in the newspaper was a joke, it was set up, and he busts in the convenience store and he confronts the kid working at the convenience store, and he's yelling at him, and Mullet Guy comes in with the nunchucks and chokes him out and kicks him out in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, the post-credit scene is a total just redo of that, but Steve Buscemi kicks both their asses and leaves. He's like, "You want to fuck with me? You want to fuck with me?" And like leaves. Hold on, I pulled it up. Let's watch it. We don't normally do
The scene's
Other
even more
scenes.
cringy. He's going to confront the boy that he thinks she actually likes
The
after he reads the diary, but doesn't read the
stream's
whole
not on the
thing.
Discord right now,
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Do it again, Kayla. I dare you.
What'd you say?
Said the stream's not on the Discord down here.
All right. Okay, is it back?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
A really strong drink.
I feel like in the actual scene, the manager comes out and kicks fucking Doug out again, even though
Yeah.
he
Yes.
assumes.
Even though he
Yes.
just
There's an
stopped.
alternate
Yeah.
He just
scene
saved the
where
day.
there's an alternate scene where Buscemi kicks both of their asses.
That's what that was.
Oh,
That's what we
that
just
was.
watched.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Yeah.
even paying attention.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, and it's hilarious. Like having just
Yeah.
watched that movie and the tone that's set, and then you get that funny little alternate scene.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I think
So-
the movie's pretty great. Like I went
Actually,
from like
yeah.
not liking it, watching it
No,
the first
shit.
time, I'm like, I might turn this off, bro. Like,
Yeah.
to like thinking about it. Like I was thinking
Yeah,
about it the
first
next
one, I was
day
like,
and shit.
God, this is so fucking cringe. You know, but like
But it's
as I
cringe on
sat
purpose,
on it,
yeah.
I was like, no. As I sat on it, I was like, it's supposed to make me feel uncomfortable and not like these characters on purpose. That's the point.
What makes me cringe the most is how badly high schoolers, myself in high school, missed the point of the movie and just wanted to be like her and so many people I knew.
Oh man,
Like I said earlier this week, I dated that girl.
Yeah.
But thinking about it now, do you see how it's kind of a cautionary tale? Like
Oh, absolutely.
with the
And
ending
it's-
scene this way.
especially with the
Yeah.
bus allegory, I never thought about. That's heavy as fuck, because that's something I was thinking about at the end when her world's like coming down around her after she set it all on fire, being too cool for it. I was like, oof. Hope she doesn't, you know.
It's wild because she's got everything going for her, right? Like her dad is not even trying to kick her out. Her dad is like, "You can live here forever, but this bitch is moving in, right?"
Yeah, I'm
like,
getting married to
shit
the
is not
woman
even
I
that
love.
bad. Shit is not even that bad for her, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to her shitty eyes, she sees it as the end of the world. I'm sure.
and
Lost all her friends.
yeah, that was another one of the things you're supposed to go. What the fuck is wrong with this child?
It's just like a great sum up of youth, and
Yeah,
Teenagers
they
are monsters.
They craft the
Yeah.
character so well, right? Because you see her like chasing trends and trying to be cool, right? And her like
Yeah.
hipster tendencies. She loves all records. She dyes her hair green, but when she gets ridiculed for it, she dyes it straight fucking back. Like it
Yeah,
just goes.
She goes right back to
It's a
black.
great representation of fucking childhood.
The fucking the scene in the record shop where dude's talking about her fucking jacket and talking about how her cheap punk rock fucking persona, and she's like, no, if you knew anything, you know this is a authentic 1970s punk outfit.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, oh my god, these fucking children.
Yeah. So man,
Um,
so all in all, good movie. Yeah. It makes you feel things, mostly
Yeah.
cringe,
oh,
mostly
boy.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, makes you feel
Steve
bad.
Buscemi was incredibly uncomfortable during the filming of that movie.
I would
He
think
would
so.
immediately go and change his clothes and like,
Bathe.
hey kids, hello fellow
Fellow
kids.
kids.
Fellow children.
How
As
do
soon as
you
he
do?
went off set, he would like change his appearance because he
Yeah.
just felt too uncomfortable as like the
I
Seymour
bet.
character.
Shit.
So-
that character is not even that much of a creep, but it's against Spice World. You guys, thoughts?
It's against Spice World.
War of the
Oh.
Worlds, like you said. Spice
What's-
World is silly and goofy and fun.
I thought this was going to be an easier choice than it is.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, because these are two totally different vibes. Totally different vibes.
Completely different.
We got
North
silly and goofy
south.
fun, and we got cringe, uncomfortable to 11.
but
Yeah.
it's got a lesson to don't be a shitlord. That's why I think Ghost World is the hands down winner. Like if they wrote if they at least would have written a script for Spice World to make the characters not just be super cringe within themselves and seem really awful, like you were talking about that where they stretch their personas into characters in Spice World, it makes them look really bad. Because the only thing that Victoria talks about, Posh Spice talks about, is clothes.
That's
Even
true.
when they fall in the fucking Thames River and all their lives are in danger, she's pissed that her fucking outfit is ruined.
Yeah.
What does that make her seem like? The hugest bitch ever? Yeah. Who thought this was cool?
Again,
They can only say
Probably a
stuff that
point.
goes along with their shit personas. It's so bad.
One thing about Spice World I really loved, there's a scene when their friend is giving birth and Victoria says she's freaking out. She's like, slap me. And baby slaps her across the face. And at the end of the movie, when they're getting ready to film the movie we just watched, baby's like, you got to give me a scene where I slap Victoria. And I was like,
Yeah.
Oh, y'all, chat is being too edgy for chat. That's the second time Twitch has been like, should we allow this message?
Wait a
We're
second.
publicly traded, so we can't
Wait a-
allow anything untoward.
Did you just say that fucking even the Spice Girls wanted to slap Posh? For, like, not giving the same effort as everybody else?
Yeah, they
You
set
don't
up.
say. Oh my god.
Yeah, they set up that baby like wanted to slap Posh and then gets to, but it's like inverted in time because the movie plays with. It's timey-wimey.
So what did chat think about this, you guys? I'm pretty sure the poll expired by now.
Yeah,
Probably-
I
probably
think it
20
was.
minutes.
I think it was tied.
So, let's see. It is tied. Okay.
Oh, they didn't make it
Okay.
hard for us.
Huh.
Well, I'm gonna vote Ghost World. Let me get mine in easy, so I'm the fucking tiebreaker here.
What'd you say, Justin? You're gonna go.
I'm gonna Ghost World 100%.
All right. All right.
Okay. My thing is, I enjoyed watching Spice World more. I think that there was more to Ghost World.
Sure. Ghost World is cinema in the in the classic sense. You know, it's
Right.
Mm-hmm.
a movie with a point. It's made to make you feel something.
Right.
It's made to be digested.
Every scene
And-
advances that point in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
And while Spice World is
got
kind of
symbolism.
the
It's got-
diametric opposite, where it's like none of that. We're having pure fun here. Like,
Yeah. We're just acting and we're just acting funny.
run. Gotta slow it down, baby. Gotta have some fun.
Wow.
You're just gonna sing till everybody change their votes to Spice World.
That's right.
I mean, if that works.
Concert it out. I'll be Posh, not dancing or caring at all over here. Just
You
looking
wanna
fucking
be in my
sardonic.
gang, my gang, my gang. You wanna be in my gang? Oh yeah.
Okay,
Huh?
maybe gangs are a joke in
Huh?
England, but
Huh?
I
Yeah,
don't
they got a
know.
song about being in a gang, and then their "Spice Up Your Life" is super racist.
Wait, what? Really?
Well,
No,
yeah,
they're like, date
yeah,
a black
there's that-
girl. What are they saying?
There's that yellow. I mean, there's that scene. I mean, there's that line where they're talking about the yellow man in Timbuktu and how he needs to get his shit together.
That don't make no
Oh.
goddamn sense. That's just
Oh.
inaccurate. What are you going for?
I don't know where Timbuktu is.
It's Africa, bro. Deep.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think. I mean, people can be any color they want around the world, but apparently
color
Spice
they
Girls think they're yellow in Timbuktu.
Mm.
I'm uncomfortable. I don't like this conversation anymore.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So what are you guys voting for? You guys got to vote.
Now both movies make me uncomfortable.
Ghost World makes you uncomfortable on purpose. Spice World makes you uncomfortable on accident.
Yeah, of that baby. Oh my! Who thought that was a good
Lollipop.
idea?
Dun, dun, dun,
Man.
dun.
Guys, the musical performances are the worst part of any sketch show. right? And this is like a sketch show
Yeah.
based around musical performances.
Yeah, and before the movie started, I was defending Spice World, saying they don't do a whole musical number, and then like 5 minutes into the
They
movie,
do, like,
they do an
10.
entire musical number.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, there's some
So-
musical bits, but they do like the entirety of.
No, they stop the movie and they perform a song, like at least
Yeah.
5 times in this
They
movie.
just-
So,
They just stop for a minute.
what did you guys
and they're
think
like,
about? Did
they're
you guys
great
laugh
songs.
at the scene in Italy, right, where they're like, no, we don't want these greased up men out here, right? And the
Yeah.
is like, no, we're gonna have them. So they
Looks like
compromise.
he's got a roll
when
of
they give 'em-
socks down there.
They give them ashless chaps when they reveal it. That's
Yeah.
kind of funny.
There was a
turn around and
compromise.
it's just butt
What
cheeks.
is that? That's the compromise.
Uh,
Yes.
so
Oh, goodness.
Unwrap yourselves from around my finger.
like, do y'all want to eat like some cotton candy, or do y'all want to eat like a steak dinner? It's got broccoli on the side. It's kind of yucky, but comes with it. What's for dinner, guys? Beef.
I don't want to.
Argo, what are you
Cotton
voting for?
You're gonna be a tiebreaker if you're not fucking careful.
God damn it.
So don't vote last.
What's the? Hold on.
So we got some obstinate panelists here. I'm gonna. This is you guys are holding up democracy.
Democracy is
If you guys
inherently
abstain
flawed.
now, then Ghost World wins already.
Wow.
We're
Okay.
looking for votes. Shout them out, boys.
Like
Listen,
a little.
listen.
It's so difficult.
It's super difficult.
An actual movie or a collection of skits and see. Spice World would have been better if they made it like every other band makes a movie, right? Where you take footage from concerts, right? Some footage from behind the scenes of the actual people, not their personas, right? You splice that together, right? You put some fucking other event footage in there. Could have been fine. Like Metallica
Yeah,
figured.
you know what? It's
I'm
not
a-
difficult at all. I'm voting Spice World.
Oh, shit. All right. So
Just
it's
because
one-
of a personal feeling that movie gives me, not even with the cringiness, just that character.
And it's got
that
Baby Spice
girl.
in it. His
It reminds you of someone too
betrothed.
damn much.
Yeah,
Spice
just,
World-
just reminds me of somebody that I just put that shit in the rearview mirror. Let's go, Spice World.
He said you don't want to look at that no more.
Ghost World makes you uncomfortable because you dated like 9 girls like that, basically.
Probably.
And you were like really about it when you were with them, and you're just cringing at yourself now. Okay,
No, I never paid attention to it while I was with them, really.
some toxic ass hoes. Okay,
The toxicity.
Maybe that's, why.
so we're still tied, boys. So do not be the last to vote.
Oh,
um,
I'm gonna go Spice World because I enjoyed watching it more.
2 to 3.
so
Are we
Wait.
gonna have to coin this?
Spice World's ahead 3 to 2.
wait, no, it was a tie from chat, right? So it should be tied.
Well then, fuck it. 1 to 2 then.
Yeah.
No. Hang on. Are we counting a tie from chat as a 1 for each, or what? Or just 0?
It effectively is the same thing. Well, because it's gonna
No.
be either it's gonna be 1 to 2 or 2 to 3. So
Whatever. Fucking vote. Just fucking vote and move on to the next fucking heat. I'm getting sick of this shit. Y'all just mulling it over.
La,
Get some
All right.
fucking tea
la, la,
on.
la, la, la,
Put the kettle
Ah.
on.
la, 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 la.
I wish Madonna made a fucking movie. That would blow the shit up.
Well, I made a bunch of movies. She
Yeah,
was
These
my
are some of the
Spice
movies on the
World.
list that are remaining.
She was
That's
in one of
right.
my
Better than
favorite
Spice-
movies of all time,
I
Four
woke up.
Rooms.
I woke up first thing this morning to a notification of this redheaded motherfucker up here. This is the rhythm of the night. Oh yeah. Like,
oh yeah,
that was
the rhythm of the night. God damn it! I just got it on my head.
We're off the
And
fucking
he's
rails
been
here, boys.
All right,
We're off the
listen.
bracket, off the
Listen.
rails.
I'm stuck in our heads
Listen.
all
What are we doing?
day.
I'm voting right now. God damn it! I'm voting
Vote with your heart.
for, and I'm voting for one purpose. I'm voting for this.
What would Stoklasa say?
You just
Let
want
me
to go
ask
to
you
coin.
this for your vote.
I'm
What would
going to the
Stoklasa
coin.
say? Yes!
I'm going to the coin. That's what Stoklasa would. That's what Tweeklasa would say.
Responsibility.
We're going to the
Stoklasa
fucking
loves the
coin. Listen, it's gonna be heads Ghost World, tails Spice World. Okay, heads
All right.
Ghost, tails Spice. Going to the coin.
Right.
It's tails. Spice World wins.
All right.
Spice World wins.
Now I'm gonna respect the coin and not pout the rest of the show. Watch as I do so.
Do it. Do it.
I don't know. After a bad start.
I want to hear you, bitch.
I'm kidding. So, by the coin flip, Spice World takes it, sending Ghost World to the losers bracket. We will see you soon.
Hey, drama sells.
Drama sells. That's why you're here.
That's why Spice World won, because all the great drama in that. Are they gonna drown in the towns?
You allowed to say fuck that coin. You allowed
The
to say
heat
that.
in film heat is always present.
It's
You will
true.
not. You can say fuck the other panelists, but you cannot say fuck the coin.
You can
That's
feel
true.
that
Coin is
way.
absolute.
Yeah.
You can
Exactly.
feel that way.
The coin is cold and uncaring to your wants and wishes. So
Oh, yeah.
that's why
You
we
can't
trust.
question it.
That's why you can feel like fuck that coin.
Oh, I forgot about this movie. I love this movie.
Oh
We're
my
looking
God.
at our last edition of the night. Death Becomes Her. Let's go to this trailer.
Boy.
what? Mean Girls?
Mean Girls, yeah.
Oh, our stream down here is going.
Both these movies should be called Mean Girls, bro.
You ain't wrong.
Who directed this?
Zemeckis
Oh,
Robert Zemeckis,
wow.
a genius.
Okay.
in cinema. Robert
man.
Zemeckis directed Death
Oh,
Becomes
okay.
Her.
I don't know
That
about all
makes
that.
sense. These motherfuckers got a good
You don't know about all
fucking
that.
performance out of Bruce Willis. Like,
Yeah, this man. This movie is so much fucking fun. I really enjoyed this one. I had seen it before, but not really, not all the way before this week. This is the first time I like really watched it the whole way through. And I don't know. I really, really dig this movie.
I love it. I have loved this movie since I was like, I don't know, when did this movie come out? Because
God, I don't know.
91, 91, 92, 92. Same year as
92.
Love Bush number 9.
I had this movie
very similar
on
movie.
VHS, and I wore that motherfucker out as bad as my little brother did with fucking Aladdin. Like, straight wore that goddamn
Zemeckis.
tape apart. And
Zemeckis is
man,
a genius.
dude, I love that fucking movie. And dude, I was so afraid that it wasn't gonna hold up. Like some of these movies that I remember loving just do not hold up, and this motherfucker holds up better than ever. Like, it is so good.
It's so dark and dry and like kind of like I don't know.
Yeah, dude, it's
It's a movie about vanity and wanting to hold on to the superficiality of youthful vigor
Mm-hmm.
and it's got such a dark yet funny payoff, you know.
man.
At the very end, when the two women who are alive forever are attending the funeral of
They're undead forever.
yeah,
Yeah.
undead
Yeah, they're getting
forever.
their last laugh.
Yeah, they're like literally falling apart.
Trying to put themselves back together with fucking Bondo and spray paint.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
At that point, at the very end there, they're more Bondo than spray paint. They're more Bondo and spray paint than body left. When they fall down the stairs and just...
In life, they were like actresses past their prime, and they keep passing back and forth. This man, played by Bruce Willis, who is a kind of a wormy guy. He was a like renowned plastic surgeon who would keep people looking young, well past their prime, if you will. Looking young, well past their prime. Let me put this whole fucking sentence in quotes here. And he sort of loses his touch, I think. Something happens to him, and he becomes, instead of a plastic surgeon, he becomes a
Veterinarian?
a mortician.
A mortician, yeah.
Yeah. And like, there's a scene where like they're at like a funeral, and he had done up the body, and like the granddaughter or whatever is like, "Oh, she looks great. How'd you do it?" And he's like, "My secret, spray paint." Huh.
He goes on the whole spiel about how you have a hard time rubbing the fucking makeup into the skin and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And he was standing in the spray paint aisle at hardware one day, and it was just like, huh, I bet that I could just get this here tan number 4. And
I mean, when our movie opens, right, Goldie Hawn's character is with Bruce Willis, right? And we set up that Meryl Streep had taken several men from her in the past, even before, right? They're like, they've known each other, right? And they're at a performance, right? And Bruce Willis is smitten with the performance that Meryl Streep gives, right? And then from that, they cut straight, like, they're setting up all the insecurities that Goldie Hawn has, right? And they, like, cut straight to fucking the wedding between Bruce Willis dumps Goldie Hawn and marries fucking the shitty bitch that Meryl Streep plays, right? And I guess it's meant to be like, I don't know, an allegory for how bad she is to him, that he becomes a renowned plastic surgeon to a mortician. I guess that's some kind of because she treats him like shit the whole time, like throughout the movie, right?
It's another Mean Girls.
Well, they both treat him like shit. That's the whole thing.
Mean to each other back and forth.
He kind of sets himself up for it because he won't stand up for himself. He's just smitten with these beautiful women, and they're just using him to stay young and beautiful forever in life as a plastic surgeon, which they pass off to the second half of the movie when they're both dead, and now they need a mortician to keep them looking alive and beautiful for the rest of forever, literally.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. So they receive this offer from this mysterious rich lady who likes to be naked, and they're like, "We're gonna sell you this potion that's gonna make you young and beautiful forever." And they're like, "Fuck yeah, of course, sign me up, of course." And at the end, she's like, "Oh, but a warning." And she's like, "Now a warning after I've drinking it? Take care of yourself. You're gonna be in this body for a long time." And I think it's kind of clever later on when they go back to this mansion, and they're at this big party where there's all these dead celebrities there hanging out because they hadn't really died. They've just disappeared from public life.
You got Warhol and Monroe and fucking
Jim Morrison.
And Elvis.
Yeah. Like all these dead celebrities who had taken the potion and just like went to party forever in this mansion away from public eye, because that was part of the shtick, is that you can only be in public eye for so long before you had to die to publicity.
Yeah, he got like 10 years or some shit.
Yeah,
of like just perfect.
So that it's a fun bit of world building that's held up throughout the movie, and after they take the potion and she starts going, they both start going off on our Bruce Willis character, who flips out and pushes down the stairs.
Well, hang on. Before that, right? Like while Meryl Streep is off pretty much taking the potion, right? Goldie Hawn works her way into the house to try to seduce Bruce Willis again, and she gets him to agree to try to kill Meryl Streep.
That's right. You're gonna
They're like, we're gonna off
accident.
this bitch, and that's gonna be that, and we'll be together forever. And he, being like the cuck that he is in the movie, goes along with it, and unwittingly, but ends up accidentally pushing Meryl Streep down the stairs.
Accidental with the quotes there.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't set out. He didn't wake up that day to do that, but he did.
I love that.
But he's wobbling there
flips
on the edge.
I love that schlocky comedy of her, like, slowly,
Help!
slowly
She's in there.
falling down the stairs. Help, you bastard!
Yeah, she's like, help! Come on, you fucker, grab me!
They do that
Yeah.
same joke a couple
It's a
times.
push. And the effects were so good for the time. Her walking around with her head on backwards. I love how she would go to take off walking and the body would take off to go forward, but her head was backwards, so she was going the wrong direction.
This movie actually won an Academy Award that year for its visual effects, which were actually done by Industrial Light and Magic.
Real.
And this would be the first time that CG skin on a live actor would be used. And then from this project, they would then shift to Jurassic Park.
Wow.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
So there's a reason why that Academy Award happened. And also Robert Zemeckis, we're talking about a cinematic genius. He directed Forrest Gump. He wrote and directed all Back to the Future.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Romancing the Stone.
Never seen
Yeah.
that.
See, there you go. Sucks. That's like you can look on our girl.
Castaway.
Did my dog Robbie dirty?
Castaway.
Didn't he do the Midnight Express, that fucking shitty animation one, Uncanny
Yeah,
Valley
he did
City?
the Polar Express.
All right, Polar Express. So there we go.
Beowulf, but
So he's
yeah,
good friends
so-
with old Tom Hanks, then I reckon.
Yeah, nobody's perfect, huh?
nobody's
Old
perfect.
Zeki
He's still
over
a
here.
genius. He's gonna
Right.
wipe his tears with his $100 bills.
Dude,
All right.
it's the scene where they're fighting and she throws the broken fucking shovel handle at her. He goes straight through the hole. Yes.
Like the-
No.
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that
Produced
scene
a
looked
whole
good.
bunch of stuff.
All of that looked very good. The effects are very
Yeah.
good. I'm not surprised it won an Oscar. I wanted to point out a comparison between that I thought of while watching this movie. Right, like there's a scene with Meryl Streep's head spun around or whatever, and it looks great.
Yeah.
Right,
Mhm.
it's good. Compared to a movie that we talked about recently that came out several years after this, Mars Attacks, which had extremely shitty body effects. Like
Yeah.
putting Sarah Jessica Parker's head on that dog looked like ass. Like, what the fuck were they trying to
That one was
do?
supposed
They
to
didn't
look
have
bad,
Industrial
though.
Light and Magic.
I'm not buying that. That
trying.
doesn't look bad.
he's-
Look like ass.
He was trying to make a bad movie when he made
Yeah.
Mars Attacks. He had
Well,
just made a
succeeded.
movie about the director of Plan 9 from Outer Space, and he wanted to have fun and make his own Plan 9 from Outer Space. If you don't know, Plan 9 from Outer Space is considered to be one of the worst movies ever made of all time, period. It's loved and hated for being terrible. So after he made a movie about this guy, he wanted to make his own terrible movie, and that's what he did. So
You over here
Yeah.
still
And
defending
complete
Mars
with-
Attacks.
Complete with shit effects.
I'm stating
Y'all
the
are never
facts.
gonna agree on that one, so just let it
Stating the
rest.
facts here. There's context. Context
Just-
matters.
just-
all right.
Yeah.
Compare them. Just compare them.
Yeah, no, the effects on Mars Attacks were not
Yeah.
supposed to be that good.
Right. So
Great point. I guess.
Context.
all right.
matters.
Let me just say, you guys set me up for this movie to not like this movie. You guys we're talking up fucking Meryl Streep performance, right, and Goldie Hawn performance. Their performances were not that good, right? I'm not it's not a stretch for me to believe two
Well, if
beautiful
you
women, I'm not done. Two beautiful women playing beautiful women that are bitchy is not that much of a stretch. However, Bruce Willis playing the total cuck that he plays in this movie, and he plays pretty well, is the best acting in this movie, hands down.
Bruce Willis playing not Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
Bruce
for the
Willis
once
is
in his
like
life.
Bruce Willis agreeing to portray himself this way is like kind of blows my mind because he's like seems like the most insecure man ever, right?
Like I said earlier this week, it's probably because he was with two solid, old school Hollywood
Mhm.
Yeah.
golden actresses in Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn.
He was
Like,
kind of the greenhorn
had
on
to
set for
step
this
it
movie.
up.
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
get
he
left
was
the fuck
newbie.
behind. And he
Yeah.
was like the fourth choice for that role. So he really had to step the fuck up.
Yep.
And he did.
He did.
It might be his best performance. Like,
And
Yeah,
I love the
One
end.
of for sure.
He finally stands up to both of them and is like, you know what? Fuck both of you. Like, I'm done drinking. I'm done with y'all. I'm going to go live my life. And then they cut to the
Like, it's
funeral.
I was thinking
and-
about my vows, and it was till death do us part. And you know what? I fulfilled my end of the bargain. I'm
Yeah.
out.
And they at the end, they're at his funeral and they're giving the eulogy and they're talking about like all the awesome things he went off and did and lived his life and had a bunch of family and whatever. And these bitter bitches are still there just cackling and falling apart.
Homeboy had 6 kids after the age of 50, yo.
Hey.
6 kids after 50.
that's why he's doing all those movies to pay for them fucking kids. Them down. So this is
So-
against Mean Girls.
Yeah,
How
because-
do you compare these?
About the character. I was talking about Bruce Willis's character.
Oh, that's right.
Well,
I would believe
Uh,
it for Bruce Willis too.
we got two, movies about mean girls. Not too different here. Which is the better movie? I mean, I think I know what I'm voting for.
I feel like there might be a.
no.
I
One
feel
of
like there might be
these
a few more
movies is-
layers on Mean. Death
One of
Becomes Her
these
is
mo-
good. I agree with the premise a lot. Like, don't be too obsessed with being pretty on the outside. You got to be a person too. But I think Mean Girls with this social commentary is just a little more advanced for me, and that's why I'm going to vote for Mean Girls on this one.
Tina Fey.
Argo, what are you voting for?
That's tough. This is the
Right?
one matchup I thought was gonna be hard.
Yeah. No, this is
These two movies up against anything else on that list, easy,
wipe the board.
easy peasy. But these two together,
Yeah.
hard as fuck.
These two kind of exist outside the parameters of the rest of these. These two are kind of a cut above the rest of them, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm going with DBH.
Yep. My vote goes
Because
Death Becomes Her.
just because of the things I just mentioned there with the Industrial Light and Magic and the old school Hollywood actresses.
Yeah, I love the acting. I like the writing. I like they got a Bruce Willis performance that wasn't just Bruce Willis being Bruce Willis. I mean,
Mean Girls
that-
means more, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. No, Mean Girls
Yeah.
has more of a message. Mean Girls is more of a full movie, I guess. More
Yeah, I quote
Death
Mean
Becomes Her-
Girls
yeah.
every week, every Wednesday.
Yep.
Dude, there was things in there. There was quotes in that show that I didn't even know were from that movie that I use semi regularly. I was like, oh, okay.
Death Becomes Her does kind of seem like a Tales from the Crypt skit. Just
Yes, it's a little
stretched
shallow.
out into a movie. That doesn't make me like it any less.
Right.
But I
I'm
think
going
we've
with
got our
Zemeckis.
totals. I think that's going to be 5 for Mean Girls and 20 for Death Becomes Her. Not to besmirch Mean Girls. That's not an indictment on Mean Girls. It's still a great movie.
That's coming back.
As a fucking undead zombie, Lindsay Lohan, give me your cocaine, water, cocaine.
I want my pink shirt back.
Yeah, that's mean. I don't even care. What we got?
All right. Up next, we're in the
Sure,
semifinals.
Looks like we have to. Oh, okay, there it goes.
Oh, and it's the Battle of the Sillies. It's going to be Spice World versus Death Becomes Her. Y'all ready to wrap this up?
Hell
Yeah, yeah.
It's not getting any easier, boys. Y'all stay frosty out there.
That's the idea, though. It's supposed to get harder to choose.
With less movies, there's less shitty movies to downvote, right? So your favorite's gonna get
So true.
axed.
Stay frosty. It's hot around here. Stay frosty.
Oh, you can't stay frosty. You get melty in film heat, boy. We're going to melt you. All right. Let me take a look over here.
Don't worry, we got the spicy.
Oh, we keep it spicy. Keep the whole world spicy. Spice World. Speaking of which, we got Spice World versus Death Becomes Her in our semi-final round.
I could make this vote
Easy.
easy peasy lemon.
What do you mean easy?
Easy peasy booty squeezy.
Easy.
5-minute poll.
5 minutes.
We
got
gotta
5 minutes
5 minutes on this.
to chew
5
on
minutes,
this.
Turkish.
All right,
right.
you guys.
Which...
Y'all try me tonight. Y'all trying me.
And
I don't.
Where are you going?
like a free
I'm not.
sample.
I'm
This
not
is
seeing
Sam's
the
Club.
brilliance that is Death Becomes Her, right? It's like the two women are extremely catty against each other. They just hate each other. They don't love the man. They don't love Bruce Willis. They just hate each other. So they're like deducing these women to just cattiness, right? Like, and neither one of them. They both ugly inside, right? Like, I'm just not seeing the brilliance in that movie. So I don't see no other way but to vote for Spice World on this. As much shit as I talked about it. Yeah, Poggers. Go Poggers, chat.
Oh.
Yeah, crazy.
Wow, okay.
All right. What you got to say to that?
Oh man, I'm a little bit. I mean, I saw where this was leading, but I'm still no less shocked.
Are you? I assume you're leaning toward Death Becomes Her.
Yes, I am. Very
just
much
don't
so.
see the
But
brilliance.
leaning my ass, I have stepped over to Death Becomes Her. You can place my vote already.
Like, you just love the early effects that are good.
I just enjoy that movie a fucking lot.
I didn't find it very
I
funny.
enjoy Spice Girls a lot too.
Death Becomes
um,
Her made me anxious, to be honest. Like, that movie made me feel like.
Hey, it made you feel something.
It is a little bit uncomfortable.
Sick.
Yeah. And I
that's
think
not. And
that is that's one huge part of why it feels like a Tales from the Crypt short, because it's so uncomfortable and weird and uncanny. And also because it's kind of a small story blown up into a feature length.
It's small and shallow. Like that bloody pool that fucking Cody Hong gets blasted into with a shotgun. And she flies 20 feet into it.
It's so good.
So
I mean, they did good with the whole.
Water drains out.
Effects are fantastic. They're like, the effects are going to save this skit and make it a feature length movie.
Those ladies are fine as hell in that movie, though, man. They're
Right.
probably they probably awoken something in me when I was young and I watched that movie. That's probably why I got it for ladies on the
That's why we love
bit-
MILFs. We love
little bit
fucking-
mature. Yeah.
Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Does it.
Oh, y'all! I done told y'all.
Does it.
y'all.
A little sag never hurt nobody. All right?
Hey,
Right.
I'm about it.
Yeah.
get more to
Right.
grab onto.
But
Send your grandma
I'm
to
going-
bed. Eric's in town.
Better watch out, motherfucker.
Yeah, like your grandma.
Like your grandma.
Hide your mama, hide your grandmama. Eric out here.
The boys are
Better
back in
watch out,
town.
motherfucker. Better watch out, motherfucker.
But
Hey,
I'm going
sorry,
against
chat.
my.
I warned you. We're 4 white guys. We got 4 white guy opinions. So
Yeah, we're primal.
You don't even know, bro.
Even though there's no titties amongst all 5 of them girls, I'm going with Spice World. Like,
He
it's
said
crazy.
he couldn't find one titty amongst the crew.
I love the comedy writing of Spice World. It's got that very dry English humor that you'd find in those English sketch comedy shows like Faulty Towers and Are You Being Served? You know, that comes through in this movie, and I can appreciate that. So both these movies have a very sketch kind of feel in 2 very different kind of ways.
Why is
One
sketch
is-
coming up so much tonight? That's crazy. Well,
we got
didn't plan
sketches
that
and
at
we got
all.
mean people. Those are our
Those are
2
the writers.
like
Mean Girls and sketchiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
yeah, because even Bridesmaids has a sketchy kind of feel to it because they're
It's
SNL
almost
alums.
nothing but
Yes.
sketchy, and most of them
Yeah.
are bad sketch.
We did not
Hey,
plan
that should sometimes the bracket does that to us. It inadvertently groups us up into
Mhm.
kind of sometimes unexpected little bunches that way. We can't escape Bruce
You-
Willis. We can't escape Sandy Bullock. The
They
bracket
just
just
keep
keeps
coming
us.
back. They just
keeps
keep
us-
coming back.
Yeah.
Those
And you
two
know what?
specifically.
You know what? We have found a few. Because of that, we have found a few good performances out of both of them.
Hey.
Yeah.
And it's just because we're kind of a nostalgia group, and our nostalgia is the 90s, and you can't dig your hand to the 90s without pulling out some Bruce and Sandy. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I do think that we're getting to the bottom of the barrel on our Sandy content, though.
No, because we're not even trying to get it, and we keep getting it.
Well, we had a whole
In our
Sandy fucking
scopes.
night, and we're still getting it. So.
Yeah.
All right, I don't know if
When's the last time-
this if this
Spice
affects
World took
anybody's
chat.
vote, but yeah, Spice World has taken the chat vote. So
I love the people.
Doesn't affect
Populist.
mine.
Yeah, no, I'm still.
I just don't. What Death Becomes Her wasn't even funny. Is it funny that she's brutalized with a
Hilarious.
shovel? That's funny.
Yes,
Yeah, but
that whole
it's
fucking
fight.
scene was
It's funny
hilarious.
that they're.
She bashes her head down in
Each
like
other.
into
Yes.
back, and she's like, "Oh,
All right,
just
one of
fix
y'all.
This and, oh man, God. Yeah.
What you
it's
look at
good
me?
physical comedy.
I mean,
It's good physical
It's that-
comedy.
it's
That
a
was
little
funny?
zany. It's a little zany.
It was
Yeah.
fucking
Uh-uh.
great. I loved it.
It's a
Beating
little.
the crap
It's,
out of each other with
It's
shovels.
dark.
Fucking.
Is
it's
it
a little
funny
Tex
that
Avery.
the henchmen's are named Bob, Dick, and Harry or whatever? That's funny.
Yeah, Tom, Dick, and Harry.
I don't think it's. I didn't laugh one time at that movie. That movie was not even comical, to be honest. It was like more of.
And every
like,
time something happens, he's like,
Because
"Oh
you got
boy."
a contrarian. That's all.
Yeah, that's a good movie, man. I'm going DBH.
Just
DBH,
don't-
it's
baby.
funny.
Death becomes her. Yeah.
Spice World is funnier than Death Becomes Her. They're not even going for comedy in Death Becomes Her. It's
What?
funny because women are fighting.
They're going for dark, like a dark comedy,
Yes.
like
Yes.
you would find in a Tales from the Crypt episode, which a lot of those have that like twinge of
It's-
humor on their dark, spooky story.
I'm
you
a
know?
dark
I'd
person.
like to
I
point out
worked in
this
a
is
funeral
actual
home for a
dark
year.
humor. Is actual dark humor and not somebody just being a fucking twat.
They're both being twats in Death Becomes Her. That's all they were being. They were one note characters. They literally had no other fucking motivations
Then
at
what
all.
the fuck you call Spice World? Those were every bit one note characters.
Yeah, but it was
Like-
funny.
But in that
You voted for Spice World, so that's why it's here. What are you talking about?
to rebuke
I
that,
love them both. But guess what?
the one note characters is the joke in Spice World. I mean, it is like it's the joke. Like they have
did it on
one.
purpose.
Yeah.
Much like they made fucking Mars Attacks become shitty. Therefore, my criticism is
Context is
Just-
important.
yeah.
That's all right.
Text is
That's all right.
important.
So let's vote. Chat time is up. We're voting now. I'm
All
voting
right,
Spice
Chad has
World.
voted. All right, and
See,
I swear to God, if Spice World takes this whole thing, I am going to.
You're the reason Spice World is here. Shut up. What are you talking about?
Oh, go, yes,
I might
am.
be part of the reason
Fuck
why
this.
Spice World is here.
I'm about to say
he is.
that was Yeah.
Jeremy.
We put that in for Jeremy. We know this
Spice
guy.
Girls fandom is kind of a small part of my personality. It is.
Yeah. Like all you got to do is sing a little bit of a Spice Girl song, and this dude.
No,
is
we
just,
unironically watched it. He had friends over to watch this movie at a sleepover,
Yeah.
and that was one of the best nights of my life.
Legit.
As like
Yeah.
a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Justin
Me and
Chris,
my friends
shout
would come
out
over. Yeah.
If you out there,
Shout out Justin Chris. Shout out Freddie Bellinger out there in the world doing their things. My childhood friends from, we were all Navy brats. We went our separate ways many, many, many years ago, but they're out there in the world.
so we know what the upper floors are voting. It's up to you, Jer.
You know, honestly, I got to give it to my movie. I got to give it to my girls. I got to go with Chat. I got to go with Justin. I got to go Spice World.
With the people. We the people.
With Jeremy, for the people. So that is going to decide her.
Vote with your heart. Vote with your heart.
10 points for Death Becomes Her.
Even if that heart
15.
is just the throbbing in your pants.
Hey, it's
That's how you know you're alive.
That's still heartbeat.
I got
ain't it?
one vat of blood that got to run all these vessels.
Yep.
So
They all get the same heartbeat.
they all get the same heartbeat.
Two become one.
To become one, the heart and the wiener must work together and make the man.
I don't know about that, but okay. That's some problematic
That's
shit
the
in there.
message.
We're not gonna extrapolate that. Moving on.
Yeah.
Losers bracket.
Losers bracket. We're going speed round.
Speed round.
Boys and girls and everybody
Yes.
else. We're going to strap it in. No
quick.
polls. No polls, but you can still vote. Just
Just yell it
Tippy.
out, basically.
tap
Get
it
in where you
chat,
fit in.
Vote into chat, and we will count it.
Over here, we call that get in where you fit in.
Get
Get
in where you fit in.
in.
I'll fit in.
That's
Sorry.
kind of
All
rapey, but whatever.
right.
Come on, man.
Losers bracket number one.
Hey, words mean
It's
things.
We're gonna. It's
Oh,
Mean
you do know
Girls.
about that.
Mean Girls. Boys, behave yourselves.
Mean Girls.
Mean Girls
Why?
versus Bridesmaids.
Mean Girls.
That's Mean Girls right there.
That's Mean Girls.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2,
Oh, yeah.
3, 4.
That's Mean Girls in chat. One in
Mean
chat.
Girls.
Mean Girls in chat.
How many we got?
5.
Two Mean
nothing.
Girls in
Oh,
chat.
We got 2 Mean Girls. 6 nothing. That's gonna be a send right there.
That's a blowout.
That's
Yeah,
a
send
blowout.
it.
Sending it. Mean Girls blows away Bridesmaids. Up next, we've got Ghost World versus Ocean's 8. That's easy. I'm going Ghost World for sure.
Ghost World for sure.
Ghost World for sure.
3 Ghost Worlds.
Easy.
Oceans.
Whoa! We got a dissenter in the panel.
He's got to. He just loves throwing the numbers.
Bridesmaid, no.
Wait, who's
What the
contrarian now?
Oceans.
We're not gonna let me
Oh,
know.
we got another
accusations.
Oceans in the
Come on,
chat.
chat. Y'all voted for this earlier. Bring it back. Oceans.
Ghost
We,
World.
we
4 to
we
2.
told them better.
Chat knows good movies, all
We
right?
got a Ghost World and an Oceans.
They're
in
not going to
chat.
be talked out of their heart.
It's okay.
Gotta listen to your heart.
That's a good song.
I had
Hate
to
it,
vote
though.
against it. Oh, look, there's another one. It's almost there.
Wow.
So how many? Wait, Hank.
So
what
we
is
got
that?
3.
Oh.
We got
No.
Almost there. Not quite.
Another
there.
Oceans. Oh,
No coin.
no.
No coin here.
So I think that's everybody. Wait,
Wait.
did Fairy already vote?
Oceans.
Is that a
Oceans.
tie for Fairy?
Oceans.
Oh,
Oh, whoa, we're going to tie it up. What?
on the losers bracket. This has never
Ghost World
happened.
is objectively better than Ocean's 8.
Oh, the
Come on,
coin.
y'all. Y'all
The
just
coin.
Coin it.
y'all just being disruptors.
It's gonna make it easier.
Coin
for the
in
rest.
5, 4, 3, 2. Send it to the coin.
Going to the coin. You asked for this, chat. You did this. All right.
Well, this is your fault, Chad.
We're going to go heads, Ghost World, tails, Ocean's 8.
Well, the last one was tails, so
Here we
see
go.
what the algorithm says.
It's heads. It's Ghost World. For the win, The
Yes.
coin has spoken.
Gotta refresh that page before you hit that button next time.
Whoa! It's 50-50. Am I going to have to get a
Is
physical
it?
coin to flip it? I will.
Yeah, that would be great. Let's get a big one. Let's get somebody to 3D print us a big coin.
Oh, we do need a big film heat coin. Oh, shit, that's
Yeah,
a good
3D
idea.
printers in the world. Listen,
On
Yeah,
a dedicated little table shot so we can flip that sucker.
that's
I
right.
will pay
into the
you.
box. Right into the
I
light
will
box.
pay you.
We're going to throw that out in the world. We're going to look into that for sure. But for now, losers bracket round 2, we're looking at Mean Girls versus Ghost World.
Mean Girls, easy.
It's a toughie.
Who?
It's a toughie.
Who? Who? Mean Girls.
Mean Girls.
Easy.
We got 2.
Tuffy hell.
I'm gonna
Tuffy
go
my
Ghost
ass.
World. It's
Mean Girls. Mean Girls is gonna run away with this one.
Justin, did you say Ghost World?
yeah, I'm gonna go Ghost World on this.
I'm going to go Ghost World as well.
Mean Girls
Mean
is a little
Girls.
1, 2.
basic.
3 Mean Girls in the chat.
So that's going to
Mean
be
Girls
a
in the
total of
panel.
5.
Everybody voted for Mean Girls is basic too.
That's fine.
Ghost,
I'll be
Ghost
basic.
World.
Hey,
Ghost World
at
is
least
a,
I'm not
is a
acidic, I
thinker.
guess.
It's a. You know what? That's all right.
Mean
King
Girls,
Brothers
Mean
are
Girls,
gonna
Mean
we're
Girls,
gonna
Mean
stand
Girls,
alone
and Mean
on
Girls.
Ghost World. That's cool. All right,
That shit out of here.
all right, Ghost World.
Get out of here.
Nice knowing you. You're a pretty good movie, but you've been voted down.
Mm-hmm.
Next up,
We're back to Mean Girls versus
We're gonna
Death Becomes Her.
Split this one.
oh shit, Death Becomes Her versus Mean Girls again. We've
Mean
been here
Girls.
You
before.
know
I'll
what?
go-
I'm
I'll go
gonna
Mean
change
Girls.
mine again. I'm gonna change mine this time and go Mean Girls.
1 Mean Girls in chat. 2 Mean Girls. Another Mean Girl.
Just
Mean-
because of
Mean
the fact
Girls.
that like Tina Fey
Yeah,
wrote
No,
that shit.
Justin. Did
I'm going
point-
Death Becomes Her.
Y'all are not wrong. It is kind of a skitty, stretched out, fucking. I love the movie, none less, no less. All right,
Mhm, But
but Mean Girls has better writing. It has,
it's
That's
more
better.
fleshed out.
you know what I mean?
Fleshed.
Death Becomes Her is better
Yeah.
cinema. Mean Girls is better message.
Yes. Yes.
Justin, which way are you voting?
I'm gonna go Mean Girls
Okay.
because I didn't see much at all in concern. Like I agree with the premise, but mm-mm.
3 to
I mean, I
5.
love Death Becomes Her like a lot. It's fucking, I've probably made more noise about that movie than anyone here. But yeah, no, it's a,
Listen to your heart.
And send it.
Listen to your heart.
all right, that's.
we got
Mean
Mean
Girls
Girls,
taking that
Mean
one.
Girls.
Mean Girls taking that one. 5 to 3.
I'm surprised.
Sent.
Wow.
We got 2 for Death, 2 for Mean Girls in chat. Looks like.
All right, let's say Mean Girls is the one coming back, rising from the ashes, rising from the flames into the finals to compete against Spice World.
All right,
This
5-minute
is
poll. Get your
insane.
votes in. Get your
So
votes
we
in.
got a poll this time, chat, where this is our final vote of the evening, our main event of the evening.
This is insane.
Spice World versus Mean Girls. All right, so who saw these two movies in the finals tonight?
Not
Saw
me.
one of them
both
in the
of them.
finals.
Actually, this Spice World I just saw for the first time, and Mean Girls I rewatched for the first time in a long time, and first time that I actually really paid attention.
Mm.
And
Mm.
I suddenly got so many memes.
Yep.
Get in, loser. We're going voting.
It's in the zeitgeist. Mean Girls is thick out there.
Yeah, it is.
Well, a lot of millennials like grew up watching that movie as a teenager. You know, it was 2004, I want to say. So if you're 30 something, you know, you watched that in high school. That movie was targeted at you, and you know what? Holds up. You know, I think the message
Yeah,
still
no, it
stands
totally
strong.
does.
It's a still very entertaining movie. All these years, nearly 20 years later.
Yeah, no, I was totally like, okay, let's watch this fucking high school girl movie.
Holy shit! Has it been 18 years since 2004?
18 years. Holy shit.
All right.
Fucking god.
Why we had a great
Yeah.
night
Bro,
so far. Why y'all trying to bring me
We
down?
were all having fun.
We having a good time.
40 I am. Do you know how close to 40 I am? I've
Close
got
enough.
so
Didn't hit 40.
I've got so little time.
It's just like all those memes going around were just like so and so from the 90s was closer to the moon landing than it was to today. It's just like, ugh, I need to stop.
What's the
Yeah,
most recent
seriously,
one I
y'all need to
heard?
quit. Y'all need to leave me alone.
The Simpsons one is the most recent one I saw. What was the other one? I don't remember.
I can't remember. Oh fuck! It was a whatever.
Yeah.
It was actor A is now the same age as B was when they both were in this movie. But I can't remember.
Either way, we all old.
This
Death's
one's a
coming
little
for all of
tough.
us.
This is 90s versus
It's
like
one of the reasons we
90s.
do all these like nostalgia stacked fucking
Yeah.
movie lists.
I'm more nostalgic for the 90s.
We are slobbing that nostalgia boner so hard.
Wow, this is a tough. That's when Mean Girls came out.
Give
What
me
did you
some
vote for, Helly and
dopamine.
Unreal? Help me out here. Tell me what your vote was. He probably voted for Spice World, I bet. That's what I bet.
Oh, 04, yeah.
I graduated or would have graduated in 05. If I hadn't
if you hadn't seen Ghost
squandered
World,
my potential.
Bro. I graduated in 02.
Listen to my heart.
It was not your
an
standard
easy
graduation,
choice.
but still.
Easy choice.
Argo's going for Mean Girls.
Oh yeah, Mean Girls. Mean Girls, definitely. On this one, all the way.
Okay, like it's funny and it has a cohesive story, which is already on paper makes it better than Spice World.
Oh yeah.
But not every equation can be worked out on paper.
Listen, there's no equation for love.
That's the fifth element, bro. That's the fifth element. You can't account for that.
you can't maths that, all right? That
Like-
doesn't math. That's
Oh.
when
Mean Girls means more.
when your
than
heart
Spice World.
and your wiener confer and agree. That's
oh,
love.
is that,
You
is
wipe
that
That's
it
two
true
up.
become
love.
one?
That's
Okay, let's
woo
not talk about-
love.
Let's not
That's
talk
when
about
two become
wieners
one?
and Mean Girls at the same time, guys.
I'm not I'm talking about wieners in my heart.
Yeah.
Heart wieners.
Okay. I was thinking Spice World, right? But it might be bad or considered patronizing and be like, this is the best girl movie. Spice World. I think Mean Girls might better king.
Mean Girls means
Better on
more.
the throne.
Mean Girls is a just better movie and story.
But they had the aliens, you guys. Come on now. Forget about
The
the aliens.
Aliens was fun. Don't
with
get me
the
wrong.
Halloween
Spice World
spirit,
coming in
Halloween.
second place is fantastic. Mean Girls
You're not
Just-
wrong.
Monster says
is
hi.
better.
All right. Chat has voted in a big way. Overwhelmingly. Hi, Monster. He's so cute. Overwhelmingly votes for
His
Mean
long
Girls.
kitty.
And I can't blame him.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Chat has a big heart and big wiener energy. So you can't go wrong with Chat.
Yeah. I guess I'll go with Chat and Argo.
There's a song I like on the radio, Big Wiener Energy. It's good. It uses the beat from Mariah Carey's song, which makes it even better.
I think it's funny that a lot of samples are on their like third generation of sample.
Oh
like,
yeah,
things that were sampled.
It's
that
way more than that, bro. There's
70s
nothing new.
songs,
nothing new.
70s
Song.
songs
That's
that were
four that
sampled in
you-
the
that you
80s
know.
got resampled in the 90s that are resampling now. You know
The
what I
last
mean?
original idea was when we came up with this show.
Exactly.
Ooh.
That's a hot
Ew.
take. It's a spicy take.
Hot take. Spicy.
We did it first, y'all. If anybody says
can't-
otherwise, they're liars. Call them liars to their face.
I can't think of any contrarian points to vote
Honestly,
for Spice World.
Arger hit the nail on the head. Like, Spice World is great, and I love it so much. And it would make a phenomenal number 2 on the list. Yeah. I think it's going to be a full sin for Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Is everybody going Mean Girls?
Yep.
Yeah, I think everybody is.
Yep. Chat,
I'm wrecking
you
my
have
brain.
swayed my heart. 25 points to nothing. Sending Mean Girls to the winners table. Where do winners go? To the winners podium. That's it. To the
Winner's
gold
circle.
place.
They go to college.
They go.
They go to
They
the
go
winner's
to-
circle.
They go to not Jupiter. What's the other one?
They get more stupider. Boys go to. They have to get there.
No, boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider. Girls, where do girls go?
Venus. They get to
Bars.
Venus.
Something about candy bars.
Nope. It's Venus and
No,
Venus.
that wasn't the.
It's also called a podium, the thing that they stand on.
Yeah.
So what's that? Mean Girls number 1.
Mean Girls number 1 with 5-1. Spice World number 2, 3-1. Death Becomes Her comes in third with 1-2. Wow, really? They lost twice? Oh, okay.
That fits.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Followed by Ghost World number 4,
Piece of
1-2. Followed by Bridesmaids. Followed by Ocean's 8. Yeah, I think that shakes out pretty much perfectly, honestly. I'm really not mad
Yep.
at this ranking,
No, that's about it.
honestly. I mean, we could probably move a couple things
I kind of
around.
feel like I like Death Becomes Her more than Spice World. It's just me. So for
I-
me, it would be
Honestly,
Mean Girls, Death Becomes Her. Like those two to me are about the
More
same.
wins.
Then it goes down to Spice Girls.
I
and-
might put
or then it
Ghost
goes down to
World
Spice
above
World
Death
and
Becomes
Ghost
Her. I don't know.
I would, but
Nah,
I'm not gonna fight
no
for
way.
it.
Nah,
Give them a
no
hard
way.
tie.
Yeah.
To me, Mean Girls and Death Becomes Her are pretty fucking close.
That's why
Um,
I love that we do this show is we really boil shit down because I didn't think of I couldn't put my thumb on it, but Death Becomes Her it really is a skit from Tales of the Crypt. Like, and I'm glad you guys pointed that out.
Yeah.
And we got there.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't be surprised. I wonder if Zemeckis actually did because a lot of famous directors did a
work
stint.
on anthologies.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing anthologies here and there, especially Tales from the Crypt because it's so prolific,
Yeah.
went on for so long.
Oh yeah, no, there was a lot of famous directors that did like skits on fucking Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Put in a lot of little, because I mean it was just you get 10 minutes and then a commercial break, and that was the whole goddamn story. You know what I mean?
So,
Well-
here's a good question that I want to pose. I think this is the first time we might not be unanimous on the Golden L for this week.
Actually, I've looked it up, and he produced Tales from the Crypt Keeper, 1993 to 1994, and then some sort of thing in 1995.
Wow. So for
Also-
many years he was involved with Tales from the Crypt.
Produced.
So it's-
then.
Produced, but he's involved. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
he was
Produced
attached
also
to the show.
Bordello of Blood,
Nice.
House on Haunted Hill, 13 Ghosts, Ghost Ship, Max Schickman, Gothica, House of Wax, and so on.
Well, all right.
Produced.
That,
Yeah.
the produce can be as vague as I own a company that gave that loaned a buttload of money to this production. All right,
But-
that's what produce can be.
Similar
Typically
vibes.
that's executive
still.
producer. A producer
present.
can mean nothing as nothing more than I put my name on it. You know, like
Yeah.
you get
Yeah,
to,
it's
you
my
get to
money.
put my name in the credits. Yeah,
I put money in.
yeah.
I paid for
So-
this. Which producers kind of sometimes get to look at the director and be like, this is my money.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those different above the line positions like producer, executive producer, line producer, those kind of things, they're all kind of wishy-washy, and they can mean whatever the hell they want. Hollywood is a
Exactly.
racket to move money around.
Right.
That's just the way things go.
It's not unique to Hollywood. It's any business. The higher ups
Say
get
any
super
big
vague on
business.
what they do, which means
Yeah.
they do nothing.
Pretty much.
And then they get to go on YouTube and talk about like, oh, you want to be rich? You got to work 80 to 100 hours a week, just like me, a millionaire.
Yeah.
Anyway, fuck rich people.
Fuck them with a fucking entire
movies are good, though.
high-speed train.
And yeah, so the Golden L. What are we thinking about the Golden L this week?
Difficult
The bracket.
to
The bracket
discern
has spoken.
For me,
between the two.
Golden L is Bridesmaids. To me, yeah, that
I
movie
can't.
is
I can't in good
terrible.
conscience give the Golden L to Bridesmaids.
Yeah, that's like saying, "Oh, girls ain't funny."
Yeah, no, the
No.
Bridesmaids had plenty good going for it. Ocean's 8 really didn't. And that's what I'm saying. I think this is the first time that one of the first times, if not the first time, that we're not unanimous on the Golden
What
L.
do you say, chat?
Just-
What's worse?
I
What's worse?
personally-
Chat, type it up. What do you think is the worst movie of the night? What's the big
Bridesmaids
loser?
or Ocean's 8?
I
Yeah.
personally
Or Spice
roll
Girls.
my eyes and scoff
Is,
at Bridesmaids more than any
know-
other
I
movie
think
we
I already
have
know what
watched.
chat thinks without even looking.
Bridesmaids.
You think chat thinks Bridesmaids?
Well, that's what Eden Owl thinks, but
She's fucking biased though, so
got a bias.
I got a biased vote. Biased vote in the house. Woo!
No, you're legit, Eden. Yeah, and Bridesmaids is not good. Good.
It was not funny. I think it was
Yeah,
plenty
exactly.
good.
Bridesmaids
plenty
depressed me for most
good.
of the movie. I didn't like it by the end.
But you
Yeah,
liked it
she
by the
was
end.
she was down bad. The character was down bad.
Yeah.
It.
I just don't think it's better than Ocean's 8, personally. I just don't. I mean, wait. Sorry. I don't think it's worse than Ocean's 8, personally.
I
I
just
just
say,
don't.
don't think
I
it's
do.
better than Ocean's 8 either.
I
mean,
don't
either
think it was
way.
worse than Ocean's 8. Ocean's 8 did nothing for me. It was bleh all
Yes,
the way.
okay. Ocean's 8 did nothing for me. Bridesmaids did negative for me. Okay? Ocean's 8 was neutral,
See,
flat.
we're just going to
eh.
disagree on this. We got no Golden L this week because Eric refuses to agree with me.
No, but they're both at the bottom. We'll draw the line at the Golden L line.
All right, so one gets a vertical golden vertical line, and the other one gets a golden horizontal
Well,
line. They'll
It's
split
a
the
L.
L.
It's got both. Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, one,
We could
two,
take him to
three,
the coin
four.
again.
You know what I mean?
Ah!
We could send him to the coin. Okay.
Coin for
I
the L.
will not argue coin on those at all. Like, those two could literally be coin flip.
All right.
It doesn't matter unless you guys want to do a Golden L list in the future. So
I
is that what
need
you
it.
guys are saying?
I need it. I need
We
it.
should.
You
We
need
should.
closure? We're gonna do
All
a
right.
Golden
Need it
L
for
list.
reasons
Best on the worst
Listen.
undisclosed at
film
this
All right,
year
point in
here's
time.
edition.
Hey, can y'all still see my screen? Is it still shared in the Discord?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to close this out.
It's not
I'm
on
going to
chat.
reopen it.
Then redo it.
So we're doing this fair now.
All right.
All right.
Right.
So as soon as I hit enter, it's going to do it. So it's going to be heads. No, Argo, call it.
Heads.
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 is the
Heads.
fucking-
Ocean's 8.
Heads Ocean's 8. All right. Heads Ocean's 8. Here we go. It's tails. Which
Bridesmaids.
means
Golden L.
I lose. Wait.
Bridesmaids.
That was
Golden L.
tails all 3 times this tonight, no matter what
Bridesmaids
happened.
Is the
No,
worst.
it was heads that one time.
Yeah, we got
Oh, it
one
was
head.
heads the first time?
Yeah, it
Oh,
was.
okay.
It's
Yeah.
2 to
I am
1.
incorrect. I am incorrect.
But the coin has spoken. Bridesmaids gets the golden L.
It's
That's
the
fine.
stinker whiff.
The coin has spoken, and you know what? I'm not too pissed about it. I'm really not.
It's the
Um,
stinker whiff.
It doesn't
It-
matter
it's-
unless we want to do a Golden list.
It matters in my
totally
heart. In my wiener.
Fucking
It matters
Adam
to
Sandler gets it
Argo,
again.
so it matters to me.
Fucking Blended gets the Golden Nails tonight. How about that?
Blended.
You know what? Trainwreck gets the golden L tonight.
Yeah, fuck that movie. That movie's a disgrace to women
'Cause
everywhere.
We're not talking about that one.
Duh.
So that was a good. Yeah. How do you guys feel about 6? How do you guys feel about 6 movies? You feel like
I'm
we had a
good
little
with
bit more
6.
leeway for gabbing about it? You
Yeah,
think 8 would be better, or
I'm a long-winded motherfucker, so I guess 6 is fine.
I mean,
I like 6. We're at 3 hours 6
I'm about
minutes
to
right
say,
now.
we
So
cutting it from 10 to 6 did not shorten the show any. So
well, it did. It cut an
It's
hour off.
25%. 25%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess it did.
Yeah.
It
And we got to talk about the movies just as much, if not more. You
about to
know,
say
with
we
that-
had much
that
more
time.
Way
expanded.
more.
Yeah.
I think we talked about each one a lot more.
I think the bracket gets a little less tired at the end. When we're doing 10 and we're talking about the same movie for like the 4th time in a row, it feels a
Yep.
little bit repetitive, you
Yeah.
know? So maybe
less
that's a plus. Chat, let us know how you feel about 6 movies in the bracket versus 10. Does that feel good on the whole? Does it is it
Does that
is-
feel good on the whole? He
was it
says.
satisfying? Did we
Oh,
finish
Oh.
early?
Version 6.
I'm sorry.
Uh,
I'm sorry. I started a job this week, so it's been a little bit of a stressful week for me. I'm adjusting to things. It's my first Friday on the new job, so I may have been dipping the sauce a little more than I normally do
Saucy.
during the show.
Yeah, work makes you do crazy
Saucy.
shit.
So I'm a little silly.
Alcoholism.
I may have said
Oof.
I may have made some jokes that I'm gonna cringe at later. I may have made
Don't we
a
all?
right ass of myself tonight, so I'm sorry. But I've had a great
Nah.
time. This is the
Nah.
most fun I've
Biggest ass-
had on a show in a while.
I'm the biggest asshole on this show. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Hey, me not being the biggest asshole is new territory for
Yeah,
me.
you growing up over there. Look at you.
All right.
Hey man, we're getting there. We're growing as a show. We're growing as panel members. We doing this. We sticking with it. We're persevering.
Yeah, hang
So-
with us, podcast listeners. We're going to have more podcasts for you coming.
Oh, yeah. If you're a podcast listener, you may have noticed we did not have a show last week. That's because of me. As I said, I started this new job, this new day
No
job.
worries.
It's, dipping in my time, and starting a new job takes a little bit more time than usual. So I've been kind of buckling down and focusing on the day job a little bit. So I haven't had time to edit the episode and upload the audio version. But it's coming. It's coming. So stay tuned for that. I love the show, though. All the hot takes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Great show, Eden Al. Thank you. We love y'all. We love y'all so much, chat. Y'all been here from the beginning. And God, I love you guys. I really do.
don't forget, check us out. Filmheatpodcast.com.
Yeah, that's
Follow
right.
on Facebook.
Facebook.
Look out for Twitter.
Mhm.
Look out for Instagram. Look out for TikTok. We're going to get on all that shit.
We gonna be
Coming.
doing it.
I'm going to
Coming from
invade your
every angle.
eyeballs.
How we feeling about next week, boys? We got an idea? Have we even thought about that at all?
What did we have on our lists?
I kind of like that road trip list. If we pick 6 of those, that'd be
Oh boy, that road trip list
it'd be hard to narrow it down.
that's a
We
steak dinner right there.
We can post it. We can pick 6 of these and post it. What do y'all think?
Yeah.
There's nothing. What we're looking at the beginning. The next show is going to be on April 2nd. So all
April.
right, we'll do Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, April
w-
2nd.
Where's the road trip movies? Is it at the top?
Top
Top
of the
one.
pen list.
Yeah, it's the very top. Oh man, those movies are fucking great. I don't know if I could
Yeah.
pick 4 to take off.
That might be tough. Might be tough.
Oh man,
April 2nd.
April 2nd.
Cult classics. What do you guys think about that?
Uh,
Spy movies is
classic-
another banger list. Spy movies.
Wait, cult
what is that?
classics? Hell yeah.
Any of these is fucking.
Actually, yeah,
Yes.
we got a lot of good lists coming
God,
up.
that's a good one.
so,
The Cult Classics Volume 1. Fucking.
Oh man, spy comedies, bro. That's
You
gonna
know
be a
what?
fun one.
Chat, we ain't gonna tell you right now.
Oh,
gotta think it over.
secret.
Ooh,
Follow the Facebook.
Follow the
And you'll know.
Facebook.
follow the Facebook.
That's true. Our
Or
What
guy
about
join
that?
the
spoken.
Discord.
How about
Our
them
guy
apples?
spoken. How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat? Chat. So
Incentive. Go follow us. Go
follow us
look.
on the social medias, as the kids might say. I don't know what kids say. And we'll see you on there.
Fuck you, old
We gotta
man.
think about this.
All right. We have been Film Heat. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us, for voting with us, for helping us find the best. We will see you all next week. We love you. Have a great night.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Deuces, yo.